got a new vacuum today, guys. I got a new vacuum. I can finally clean up the crumbs of the Chinese food on the floor. Finally. Thank you, Bitcoin. I love shorting Bitcoin. Thank you, Elliott Wave Theory. Thank you so much. I'm going to give it back to Jordan now. I just want to let you guys know about my new vacuum. Catch you guys in a little bit.
Let's jump into the Bitcoin chart.
What's going on? What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the stream. I was once again not the best day for me, right? I had to listen to Jabba dancing around every 2 seconds here. It was not the best day for me. Not the best day for me whatsoever. All right. Hold on one sec. Let me just fix this thing here. But yeah, we're gonna jump out to the Bitcoin chart. So Bitcoin, not the best day today. Okay, not the best day today. Once again, so we're sitting at 40,600. Okay, we've been talking about the bearish scenarios, right? So we did break down from our wedge. Right, we did break down from our wedge that we've been talking about the last couple days. You know, it's one of the first wedges that I have to admit did not play out. You know, so we can't say that our wedges have 100% accuracy anymore. But, you know, I think we're dealing with a little bit different of a time, right? A little bit different of a time. Right, so we're dealing with a little bit different of a monster right now. We're dealing with economic uncertainty in the world. So what I first want to stay in the stream, guys, is what I first want to stay in the stream, guys, is we can look at the charts all we want to look at right now, but I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. The charts right now are sort of, we're at the mercy of sort of the whales, and also what else is going on relatively in the world, right? So, you know, like I said, we can relatively look at the charts like all we want, but at the end of the day, if the dollar index drops, right, or the stock market drops, okay, we're going to be going down, or going up, whichever way they trend, right? Whichever way they trend. So that's what we got to be watching the next couple of days. Obviously, we've been talking about that countless times. Shout out to Duncan, by the way. Shout out to Duncan. We always got the, not always got the Duncan. We've been getting the Speedway lately, but we got the Duncan today. I'm trying to fix the chat right now. The chat is sort of bugging me, guys. I apologize. You guys can probably see me trying to fix something here. The chat is sort of going all over the place. Let's see if I can get the chat working here. There we go. All right, the chat should be good now. The chat should be good. Should be good to go. So someone said the whales are panic selling. Whales might be panic selling. So we have a couple different things we can look at. So originally we had this as a wedge, right? And, you know, I guess sort of if you adjust it a little bit, I know everyone in the chat's going to be, Jordan, stop adjusting your lines, right? Stop adjusting your lines. Well, this is really the only way we can really adjust it from here on out, going on the 4-hour time frame. You know, what we kind of said yesterday, what we said yesterday is, once again, you can see that sort of our 4-hour stock RSI is bottomed out, okay? And our RSI in the 4-hour is bottomed out too, right? So in theory, we should be hitting a relative short-term bottom, but that's what we said yesterday, right? And that sort of didn't play out at all. And this is what I want to say, guys, like, as much as we look at the charts, it's only going to help you so much. And you got to sort of, and it sounds bad to say, but you got to sort of right now believe in the whales and believe in crypto, in the long-term aspect of crypto, that will bring the price back up right now. I mean, it's not going to be the charts, okay? We can see what the charts look like. Let's be honest. I'm not going to sugarcoat a lot of stuff for you guys, right? I mean, we can see, you know, if we go to the daily time frame, right, we're coming up on some important areas, right? Some definitely important areas. Now, one thing I did want to touch on before we get into the shorter term time frames is obviously the fractal that we had at $64,000. The good thing that I will say about this fractal, guys, is the price target for this fractal is not too far away. It might seem like it's a scary price number, but it's not so far away. What did we do on our previous fractal, right? So you can see here, what did we do on the previous fractal? Well, our first dip, right, back in January of 2021, okay? I don't know why I said 2021. It's still 2021. I do that all the time. It's like, dude, why am I saying 2021? It's still 2021. But we went up, obviously, broke this support, came back down, and where did we hit? What was our target, right? What was the bottom of that dip? Well, it was our previous support level, right? It was our previous first dip support level. And if that same thing was to play out, right? If we were to do the same thing that we did over here, that we're going to do it in our current price action. You guys can see the similarities. We've been talking about this for a couple weeks now as our bearish scenario. Unfortunately, sometimes, it's not always rainbows and sunshine. Sometimes the short term, right? Keyword short term, in my opinion, bearish scenarios do play out. So if this was to play out similarly how it did last time, okay, technically the bottom of this dip would be somewhere around 37,400, 37,300, wherever you want to put. You should jocks Jabba. No, but in all seriousness, guys, 37,400 should be the target if that same type of price action does play out here for Bitcoin. Now, that number probably scares a lot of people, but when you really look at it, guys, to me, that is as low as we go in the scenario that we do continue up. I don't think we go below 37,400. We've always said the fact of a black swan event. We don't know what the economic status is in the world, right? We can't predict that type of stuff. So what I'm going as is what's happened in the past, right? We bounced off this previous level. If we were to drop down to 37,400, okay? If we were to go down there, all right, that would put you somewhere around 8.5%, right? It's an 8.5% drop. At this point, would an 8.5% drop really hurt us at all? Not really in the grand scheme of things. As always, you got to zoom out, see what happened last time. And I expect the same thing to happen this time, is if we go back down to 37,400, that we just continue to bounce up. That's what I'm pretty confident in. Now, a lot of people in the chat will say, Jordan, you don't actually think that. You don't actually think that. You're just a permabull, right? Because you own crypto. But what have I always told you guys, right? What have I always told you guys? I don't really care if Bitcoin goes down or up in the short term. Actually, preferably, to be honest, like if the price did go down and we could accumulate altcoins at 40, 50, 60%, levels from their highs, that wouldn't bother me. That just means that when this market does go back up, it's going to be even better. So I'm basically what I'm trying to say is I'm not biased, right? I do think that downside action could be coming here based on the economic status of the world at the current moment, or the possible economic status of the world at the current moment. You guys know what's going on behind the scenes. We don't have to go over that. Everyone's talking about it. So that's what I'm sort of watching there on the daily, is 37,300. And what I also would say on the daily time frame, guys, is like we said on the 4 hour, we've only been looking up to the 4 hour at this point for oversold. Black Swan is a bear. So, what we've sort of been looking at here is we've been looking at the 4 hour time frame as far as oversold. What I will say is the daily is getting there, guys. And, what we've been talking about, guys, the 4 hours oversold, right? The daily is also about to be oversold, okay? The daily is about to be oversold, okay? We're getting there. They're getting there. And I do think that a drop to 37.3 would be the perfect and the perfect scenario for another bounce higher. I really do. What would that give us on the daily? Well, it would obviously be a nice bounce off the previous time that we bounced off the same type of price action we had a couple months ago, right? It would also be a bounce off the level that we've been looking at forever that we really never came back down to test, which was back down here in June 30th. We've always said that we might have to come back down and test that at some point. we maybe really didn't touch on it recently, but when we were going up here, it was kind of weird that we never came back down to test this general range, which I thought was super interesting. And also, our daily RSI would be oversold in that scenario, okay? Which, it's even crypto, bro. To even crypto bros. Yeah, I mean, it's all short. To me, it's all short in price action, guys. I mean, we've seen this so many times before. I think what's scaring a lot of people right now is obviously everything that's going outside of crypto. I think if we were looking at just the charts right now and there was nothing else going on, I don't think people would be too fearful. I think, and I understand this, I'm not going to hate on people for being fearful, right? I understand the fear. Am I fearful? No, because I don't care about short-term price action, but a lot of people do, right? Because a lot of people, what is the thing that most people do in this market? They invest too much than they can afford to lose. And the people that are most emotional about their investments, are the people that have too much invested that if what they had invested, and this is why I always tell people, do not buy unless you're okay with your crypto going down 50%. Every time someone asks me, should I buy that? Should I buy that? Should I buy? I say, yeah, I like that coin. But at the current moment, I wouldn't buy unless you're okay with that crypto going down 50%. And this is why I say it, because at any point, crypto can have downturns. It can have short-term price swings. Crypto, I think a lot of people forget, guys, is that crypto can go down 30, 40, even 50% in bullish trends, and even more than that. If you go look at previous cycles, guys, 30 and 40% dips were normal. Now, we didn't see it this year, so I think that's why a lot of the times, we see 10% dips and everyone's panicking when that used to be a norm a couple of years ago. Used to be a complete norm. And I think we need to sort of realize where we are and not be so emotional about your investments, and we really should be zoomed out a little bit, in my personal opinion. But not everyone is, right? A lot of people are a little bit over leveraged in crypto, and that's sort of where we are in the trend. And then it rises by 50%, 1,000%. Crypto's done this over the years. But it is what it is. I don't quite agree with you. Damn, man. The sentiment right now is so low, dude. Like, guys, I'm not going to lie. I've seen some bearish sentiment over the last few months. I've seen a lot of bearish sentiment over the last few months. Like, a lot. Like, a lot of bearish sentiment. I've seen so much bearish sentiment. And like I said, I get it, guys. I think that the price could go a little bit lower. But what I will say is, I think the fear and greed index is literally going to be below a 20 today. And historically, when it is, that's usually been a good time to buy. Now, that's not financial advice. You guys do what you want to do. I'm going to do what I do. If I buy and it goes down, that's fine, because I'm always okay with my crypto going down, because I'm a long-term investor. But historically speaking, when I see this much fear in the market, it's been a good time to buy. That's one thing that I will say. No matter what, we looking at the charts, and we can look at the charts all we want. That's why I'm sort of just not really looking at too many charts today, because in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to matter so much right now. The charts are going based off emotion. They're not really going based off moving averages and RSIs and MACDs. We can look at all that crap, right? Because all that stuff is crap right now, okay? The charts are going based off emotions. People are super emotional right now. That's why you're seeing the prices drop. Historically, when I see this much fear in the market, it's been a good time to buy. That's one thing I will say. If it goes lower, we've talked about the price going lower, but that's one thing I will say. Okay. Crypto. We're all just waiting. All right, let's go back and look at, so we looked at the daily, guys. We talked about the daily, on the charts, if we do dip to 37.3, which is possible, the daily RSI and the daily stock RSI look like a level to bounce, okay? That looks like a perfect level to bounce. Will we bounce? Well, like I said, guys, the charts are only literally probably 10% of the story right now. 10% of the story. That's why I want to make it clear today that, you know, you can watch 1,000 different technical analysis videos. They're not going to tell you what's probably going to happen to a T. You know, we're going to do our best to try to tell what the charts are telling you, but they're not going to tell you to a T, right? So that's why I always tell you guys, trust your intuition. If your intuition's to be bearish, sure, do what you want to do. If your intuition's to be bullish, sure, do what you want to do. But do not act based off emotions, okay? Taking your intuition and going off emotions, in my opinion, is two different things. If you're seeing a bunch of FUD in the market and that's what's causing you to sell, what have we always said, guys? Selling red is typically not a good thing, even though it can work out for you. It can, right? It definitely can. I mean, we've seen it in the past. You sell a red day, it can go down lower. But typically, not a recipe for success in investing. Want to buy red and sell green, even though the basic price structures could go the opposite way of what you're actually doing. It's not so much about short term, it's about long term. People don't want to think long term, though. Jordan, once we hit 37K and bounce up, which altcoin do you think has the best and fastest chance to double? Dude, if we bounce off 37K, if we do, I think, you know, I think all altcoins will bounce up pretty fast because they obviously dipped a little bit harder than Bitcoin, right? A little bit harder than Bitcoin. What's up, Kyle? Oh, man. I do want to say, guys, you know, we're having fun in the chat today. I mean, you guys might not be having fun, but, you know, what I will say is... What I will say is, guys, even if you're bearish or bullish in the chat, I still love you guys. I do. You know, like I said, these are all opinions. Like we can disagree, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's an investment. It's not the end of the world. It might be to some people because you might be over leveraged, right? You might be over leveraged. At the end of the day, I still like you bears and bulls. I still do. Now, if you're a long-term bear, I definitely don't agree with you. If you're a short-term bear, I understand. I understand the short-term bearishness. I do understand that. Right? A lot of people will say, I don't understand the short-term bears. I do understand the short-term bearishness. Long-term bearishness, I don't understand that. I don't, and I never will. Still love you guys, though. I still do. All right. Anyways, on the weekly time frame, let's just zoom out and look at our big picture, right? Because like I said, guys, we can be zoomed into the 1 hour, the 4 hour. Oh, taking Snapchats. 1 hour, 4 hour. Holy moly, we can be doing the Bugs Bunny dance. That stuff really doesn't matter. Okay, let's zoom out, look at the weekly chart, and see what we're looking at from a broader picture. Okay, now when you're just looking at the weekly chart, okay, this green box is very, very, very important in my opinion. Now, it's not just a green box. You might be just thinking, Jordan, you drew a box. Why is this so important? It's a box. Well, it's not just a box, okay? It's not just a box, right?
Nope.
It is very big support, right? So, you know, look, span it all the way back here. You have peaks, you have wicks, you have tops here. You have wicks, tops, all over this weekly time frame. And we're right in this green box right now. Where we close this week will be very telling in my opinion, okay? And it's not just the box. It's the weekly moving averages, okay? It's the weekly moving averages, all right? We're just going to look at this box for right now, all right? If we close below this box on the weekly, short term, I don't think that's a good sign, okay? I don't think that's a good sign for the short term. Hold on, let me take a sip of coffee. I need to get some more caffeine in here. I'm pretty hyped right now, but I need a little bit more caffeine to carry me through the stream. I don't really need it, but if we break below this green box, I do think it'll be not the best sign for Bitcoin. On a close, we can wick below it. How many? I think a lot of people forget that I always say we can wick intra-week below it. And that's why I think 37K is possible that we could have a wick down, right? And a wick back up here. But we ultimately want to close in or above this green box. Very, very important for the overall structure of the price action, okay? The bottom of the green box, you guys might be saying, Jordan, it would be help to have the price the prices of the green box. That would really help us. You guys are right. So the bottom of the green box here, to me, sits at about 38,800 or so, okay? If we can close below, if we close below the green box, that's not great. If we close above the green box, that's really good, okay? Now, ultimately, what we want to see in the grand scheme of things is a bounce off this green box and a continuation up. Now, we don't have to moon to the upside. We could certainly consolidate here a little bit. And I think you guys in the chat are killing me. I think relatively consolidating, maybe making some type of pattern, then breaking up, would make the most sense here, right? Like I said, we can have a wick below here and sort of then close back up. But I think something along the lines of this price structure would make a lot of sense to me in the grand scheme of things. It's probably what no one wants to do. I think it would hurt both the bulls and the bears. What would be max pain, in my opinion? Because you can't just take into account the bulls. What would be the max pain, in my opinion, for both the bulls and the bears? In my opinion, the max pain would be consolidating around $40,000 for 2 to 3 months. In my opinion, I think that would be max pain for a lot of people, right? The bears want to push price lower, they can buy. Obviously, that's what bears want to do. They want to push the price lower, they can buy. Bulls, what they want to do, they want the price to go up so they can make money, or so they can sell, hypothetically, right? Max pain would be consolidation here for a couple weeks to months. And I don't think that's what everyone would want, but I think that would be max pain. Do I think that's necessarily what's going to happen? Well, we'll have to wait and see. That's the bullish scenario, in my opinion. Obviously a close below, that's not great. And that also correlates with our weekly support band, right? Our 20-week EMA and our 20-week SMA, okay? 20-week EMA and 20-week SMA. So you can see here that I think, right now we're dropping slightly below, right? We're dropping slightly below, but it's all about where we close. We talked about what's funny is we literally have been talking about this for probably 2 weeks when we actually had this big drop is, we could always have a wick below the sort of the moving averages, right? And I think we've talked about this scenario, but a lot of people sort of hear what they want to hear and, don't want to believe it when they hear it. But we've talked about how we could have a shakeout below the weekly EMA ribbon intra-week. And that's what we're getting. We're getting a shakeout intra-week. Now, I think it's important that we close above it. I don't want to close below it, obviously. I definitely don't want to close below it. So we'll wait to see what happens. People sound like the Ring. Oh man, you guys are killing me, dude. You guys are killing me. Garrett said Kirby got me on the sidelines. Yeah, I mean, dude, like I'll always say, guys, the bulls are wrong sometimes, the bears are wrong sometimes. Like I said, guys, there's a lot of bears that were bearish down here, and there's a lot of bulls that were bullish up here. No one knows 100% of the price action. If someone gloats and gleams and brags how they're always right, trust me, I can go back and there's certain people that act like they're always right. You guys know me. I'm wrong probably more than I'm right. Okay? I don't base my channel off being right. Clearly. I literally have Jabba and Bob come on my show. If I really wanted to be, just the guy who's like, I knew this was going to happen, I predicted this, then I wouldn't have cartoon characters come on my show, okay? Now that there's certain bears that'll act like, I was right. And they were bearish this whole way up and missed the entire run, okay? So not going to say that they're not been right, up here, or they weren't right temporarily up here. Certainly, they might have been right up there. But do not say that, you know, someone's always right, because the people that you're talking about right now, the people that you're talking about were bearish here, they were bearish here, they were bearish here, all the way up, while the bulls made thousands of percent gains to the upside. Thousands of percent gains to the upside. So I'll leave it at that. Java's on your yacht right now. Java's been pissing me off. You got a new vacuum. Out of all things, Jabba got a new vacuum today, okay? Literally, Jabba got a new vacuum today. Ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. That chart looks like the second mountain is lower than the first. Rant alert.
Rant alert. Rant alert.
Put your nose on. These drops happen way too often. Next time any coins are way up, I'm selling. Guys, man. I mean, I don't like to just like go back and compare price action. I mean, I do like to go back and compare price action, but you got to realize is, you know, it's not always rainbows and sunshines in crypto. We got so spoiled. What I'll say is, I don't like how fast crypto went up in 2020 in the beginning of this year, because a lot of people just got so spoiled and think that the chart just always looks like this when we're bullish, when in reality that's not really what the charts always look like when you're bullish. I mean, they were this year, okay? Elliott wave. Guys, I don't, you guys make me like want to I'm losing the hand of Strayer every day. All right, a lot of the people that you think are always right were saying this was an Elliott wave, 1, 2, 3, and we were going down to oblivion here, okay? And we did the exact opposite. A lot of people were saying this was a head and shoulders pattern that was forming. Nope.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
All right, so don't take anyone's advice. Take everyone's advice with a grain of salt. A bull, a bear, take everyone's advice with a grain of salt. The only advice I'll give you guys is zoom out. Being a long-term hodler in crypto is not going to kill you, okay? It's not going to kill you to be a long-term hodler in crypto. You know, a lot of people just want Lambo tomorrow, a Lambo today, Lambo next week. It's not how crypto works, okay? Not how crypto works. We got spoiled with intense gains. When you go back to any bull market, I mean, there was a lot of ups and downs that we didn't get this time around, and that sort of, I think, made people's perceptions of what a bull market should be. It's not always glamour and gleam. So I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. Bitboy, ego. I feel it deep down in my plums. Is that a new high for December? Yeah, I think a lot of people like to joke around. I still think Bitcoin will hit. Now, guys, you got to remember what I'm saying. I'm not I'm not your typical moon boy, right? I'm not saying that Bitcoin's going to hit 100K in a month, right? I'm not saying Bitcoin's hitting 200K by the end of the year. What I've stated is I think Bitcoin will hit all-time highs by this year, right? I think Bitcoin will break 64K. I don't think Bitcoin will hit 6 figures this year. I don't think so. I've been saying that for a couple months. I think 64K by the end of the year, I think is what I do believe is going to happen. That's why I said Dogecoin tattoo by the 64K by the end of the year, because I do still believe that's going to happen. Now, if I thought crypto was going to top out by the end of this year, I would have made the Dogecoin tattoo prediction being the top, right? But I don't think we top out there this year. I think we do go into 2022. I do. We go into 2022. What's up? George probably not brought shorts, Keck. Macro factors, yeah, damned carrot. I've been saying that the stream, man. Said macro factors determining dump. TA meaningless right now. Watch Chinese markets. And that's why I said, guys, you'll have all the bears saying like, I called it, which it's going to fit their narrative, right? Because crypto's dumping right now because of the economic uncertainty. It's not dumping like this because of the charts. Now, the charts have a little bit to do with it, right? I mean, we looked at the charts. I mean, the daily, this looks pretty familiar to here. All right, cool. We looked at it, but it's not because of the charts we're dumping necessarily. I don't think we would be dumping that like this necessarily without, obviously, all the background noise in crypto, right? I think most people can agree we probably wouldn't be dumping like this if or without all the background noise. All right, let's see what Bitcoin's at 40,400. Let's see if we go down to this $37,000 target, guys. I do think this is still likely at this point. I mean, I'm not seeing anything that's like going to keep us up here. I mean, there's not really any support really. You got a previous high here, but it looks like you might close below 26 minutes. You got to the close. You know what I mean? Dump alert. Yeah, that's true. What's Jabba's feelings on this dump? I don't know, dude. Jabba, you missed it in the beginning. Jabba got a new vacuum because we were sort of dumping at this point, dude. Jabba got a new vacuum. I'm interested to see where the fear and greed index ends up. I mean, we ended at, I think it was at, 27 yesterday. I think might be wrong, but I think that's where we ended up. Now, guys, besides that, right? I think we were talking about our weekly EMA ribbon here, right? Let me end this thing here. So, will Bitcoin hit 30K in the next 30 days? We got almost 2,000 votes on this. 37% yes and 63% no. So most people do not think that we'll hit 30K by the end of the year, in the next 30 days, which is interesting. Interesting, because I'm seeing mostly bears in the chat, unless the bulls are sort of just maybe lurking today because they don't want to get involved, which I understand. But you know, the majority of people don't think Bitcoin hits 30K in the next 30 days, which is interesting. I would have thought that that poll would have been the opposite based on what I'm seeing in the chat, based on what I'm seeing on Twitter. Basically what I'm seeing majority of the time, right? September of 2020 looks the same as September 21. Could we get the same bullish price action going into the end of the year? Yeah, we'll take a look at a couple bullish things coming up. But yeah, we'll see where we close on the weekly here, guys. It's going to be a big close this week for multiple different reasons. Lurker here. The bulls are too busy buying coins. That's true. So the monthly chart. This is another thing where I think in the grand scheme of things, when we zoom out at the big picture of Bitcoin, you guys know I love long-term analysis. I mean, I don't like looking at the 1 hour chart. I do it for you guys. But I don't like looking at these 1 hour charts. Maybe to get the general direction, but I don't love it. But if we look at the monthly chart here, a 12-month moving average, right? Now, it is sort of a random number. I get it, right? It's sort of like looking at the 9,600 1 hour HMA. Because we're below that, we're bearish. We're below the 9,600 1 hour HMA. I get it, right? But this is something I've been looking at for a while. And it's a really good indicator to sort of show where we're at in the general trend, right? So when we're above it, we're always in a bull market, we're above it, right? And every bear market, we've actually came back down, bounced off of it, and then we went back below it and came up and confirmed it as resistance. Okay, we did that in 2014, right here. We're bounced, went below it for resistance, and there was our bear market. We were above it all 2017 until we went back down 2018, bounced, okay? And then we came back down, went back up, confirmed it as resistance, and then dumped, okay? And when this market, we've been above it. We just recently bounced off of it, right? Now, this is going to be interesting. Where do we close in September? Right? We know September is about 9 days to the end, okay? 9 days to the end of the week, or to the end of the month. This currently sits at 38,200, right? 38,200. It's going to be interesting where we close in September. Do we close below this? If we close below this, historically, it's been the sign of a bear market, right? historically. I'm just going based off what I've seen in the charts here. You guys know I'm a bull. We closed September below 38,000, for multiple different reasons. Obviously, Plan B, stock to flow guy, 43K floor by the end of September. Looking decent right now, assuming that we get a bounce towards the end of the month. This also showing me that, we should not close September below 38,000. We'll see how this closes. I do want to get a bounce off this. We have had bounces off this in the past. Right here in 2013, we had a bounce right off of it here, and we continued up. 2017, bounce off of it right here, continued up. So that's what I'm watching for. Will we bounce off of 12-month moving average? Waterfly said you're a bull, Jordan. Waterfly, it's like no one had any idea that I was a bull, right? No one had any idea. All right, Bitcoin. What are we doing here? Dude, guys, this is crazy. We literally haven't seen the 4-hour RSI this low. I mean, we talked about a little bit this yesterday, but now it's even lower than it was yesterday. It's at a 17. Lowest we've had on the 4-hour RSI, like we said, since all the way back in September of 2020. September of 2020. It's crazy. Crazy. Yes, I think that would be very big, Jay Walker. I think that would be very big for Bitcoin. Bet. Gothic said we're just trolling you. I know you guys are just trolling me. Like I said, I troll you guys in the chat. You guys can troll me too. I don't really get butthurt over that stuff. Like I said, maybe months ago I used to get butthurt about that stuff. I don't really care anymore. I really don't. I've seen it all. At this point, I stream every day for at least 2 hours. I've seen everything that I could possibly see in the chat. Right? My grandma's in the chat. We have Jabba that's in the chat sometimes. Like, what else could I see in the chat? What else could I see? Yeah, so 40,200. I do think, you guys saw on Twitter, I do think that we'll see one more big dip. I do. Have you seen Jabba? It is dead. All right, let's oh, I wanted to look at, so someone wanted to compare it to 20 this price action right here, and I do think it still looks like that, and there's a couple different things I actually think look similar to Bitcoin. So actually, let me just take this weekly chart here, and we're gonna just make this into a daily. I still think there's a couple different similarities going on. People have been talking about this forever, but I want to, not forever, but everyone, we've been looking at this the last couple of days too, and I do think it still has a lot of similarities to 2013, even though way different times, right? Way different times in the grand scheme of things outside of crypto, but I still think it's, an okay comparison when you look back at this price action that we had back here in 2013. Let's take our top, right, and then take this, oops, where my bars pattern at? Bars pattern from our top over here, down here, up here in 2013. I still think it's a, whoops, decent comparison here. Get this over. Sometimes TradingView wants to, have this snap. You know what I mean? So 2013 is the first one I like to compare it to. I mean, it's generally, when you look at the general top of it all, you can see 2013 had a general same type of dip at the general same point, right? I mean, you have a big dip, came back down, came back up, had a pretty significant dip here that probably scared off a lot of people. Thanks, Aaron. Oh, you want Hot Jordan back, huh, Aaron? Hot Jordan. All right, let's get Hot Jordan back on. All right, I think you guys need sexy Jordan, not this ugly Jordan here. Let's see. I know all you guys and girls want the Hot Jordan. Let's see. There we go. Hot Jordan in the house.
Strap up, we're going to the moon.
All right, so, you know, I still think it has relative similarities here. Obviously, we had a big shakeout here, probably scared everyone too, and obviously we bounced back. I don't expect this to happen, guys. You guys know my take. Even if this was played out something similar, I don't think we'd moon like this, right? I just don't, unless some crazy news comes out. If some crazy news comes out, sure. But, you know, I think, you know, if this was to play out, we'd probably go up, you know, a little bit more methodically here, not like this, okay? Not like this. That ball head is so sexy. It is. The hell is that fractal? And then also, a lot of people like to compare this to September of 2020, just in a different time scale, right? So let's take this to, say, this to up here, right? I think a lot of people like to compare this, and we can sort of stretch this out to see to get what we're kind of looking at here. Stretch this bad boy out here. Let's stretch him out, boy. All right, let's see what we got working with here. And this one's like, you know, it's not the same type of fractal, but you can see the general price action, right? Obviously, this one, we're dipping down. So I don't know how valid this one is necessarily. You know, obviously, this one didn't have the giant second dip that we're seeing now, but, you know, the general price structure is still there in the grand scheme of things. Obviously, if we dip down, that completely validates that. My new favorite fractal. Oh, man. Dude, some people are so negative. Holy crap, man. I will say in the crypto space, it's literally, like, based on what I've seen, I've never seen so many people, like want other people to lose money ever in my life. I've never seen any other space like that. It's one of the most negative spaces I've ever seen, dude. Like, so many people want people to lose money. Like, dude. But yeah, I mean, those are a couple different fractals going on there for BTC. Now, our total market cap, we're at a very important level on the total market cap, man. Very, very different, really, really important level. So this is our 200-day moving average on the total market cap, okay? 200-day moving average on the total market cap. When we're looking at this, right, we could see, you know, this is very important based on what we've done in the past for this, at least up in here. You can see when we dipped from the top, we came back down and we were holding the 200-day moving average as support, okay? Literally holding that as support, okay? Now, what we did before is we came back up, confirmed it as resistance, and then we broke back above it. But you can see now we're coming back up to test that 200-day moving average. And this is a very big support overall, and you can see why. It's not just the 200-day moving average, right? It's not just the 200-day moving average. You can see here, previous resistance, previous support, previous resistance, right? You can see why this level is so big, not just because of the 200-day moving average, for the whole market cap of crypto, okay? The whole market cap of crypto. You can see here that this is big. This is a big level for the total market cap, guys. So I would like to see this hold, preferably, and more so on the weekly. I'm not so much concerned with the daily. As long as we can close the weekly above this general level, I just have it on the daily to show you guys the 200-day moving average. I think this is very important, right? Right now we're above it, right? So all is good in crypto land. But you know, if we do have a daily close below this, it's not great. It's not a great look, but I think kind of like how we did back here is if we did break below it, I think eventually we pop back above it. For you to never say. Oh, man. Sir Dude said Spank Chain down another 25%. Yeah, meme coins are probably getting wrecked. The meme coins. I thought Shiba was up. I thought someone said Shiba was like up today, and everything else was down or something like that. I could be wrong, but that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. I've lost a fortune in the last few past days. I mean, dude, a lot of times your crypto portfolio is going to be in the red. You know what I mean? It's just that when it goes up, it's going to be ridiculously up, right? A lot of people just aren't comfortable with the price going down, which, you know, we've been spoiled this year. So a lot of people don't understand that you see typical 40% drops in crypto. But anyways, yeah, I mean, this is very important for total market cap. You know, if we look back in the past in the total market cap, I mean, if we do drop a little bit lower here, historically, you know, we haven't been oversold since the March 2020 dip. That's the point that we're getting to. As far as the RSI goes on the total market cap, which is pretty nuts, right? I mean, if we drop a little bit lower, say Bitcoin goes to 37,000, that's probably the level we'd be at on the RSI, relatively, right? Probably relatively on the RSI. SHIB is down. Look, BTC. Man. So we'll see what happens there on the total market cap. Total 2 coming up on a pretty important level too. I have the total 2 on the weekly to get a little bit more zoomed out look on the total 2. So we're coming up on the total 2. Let me just make sure yeah, it's the 20 and 30 week moving averages, which even the 30 moving average is very important. Historically, you guys can see when we're in a typical bullish trend, we are above these moving averages. Okay, and it's when we come below and come back up and confirm them as resistance. That's when our typical bear market starts. Now we only have one set of data here for the altcoins, but you can see we did it perfectly in 2018. Came back down, bounced, went below, bounced again, got rejected off of it, and that was the start of the bear market. So you can see that we're coming up on these moving averages again, right? So right here, we came back down, bounced, but now we're coming back down again. So will this hold, right? Will this hold for the total 2 market cap? And that's what sort of I'm watching out for from this zoomed out view, right? Just for West Side, the stretched out view. The stretched out view. That's what I'm watching. That's what I'm watching. So will this hold? That's about, you know, for the total 2, that's about a 10%. You could have another 10% drop and theoretically still hold these moving averages, right? Theoretically. So when Honda. So a 10% move, you'd still be good on the altcoins, which, like we said, guys, it would kind of correlate with Bitcoin having to move to 37,000. Right? It would kind of correlate with that. So we'll see what the total 2 market cap does, but, you know, everything's fine there. Everything's fine there. And if we do break these, all right, cool. Then we can maybe switch it up, look at what we're looking at, but let's not get our horses carried away just yet. You know, we did this in the past. We're going to look at the Ethereum chart, which literally done this exact same thing in 2017, albeit very, very different market conditions. I'm always understandable the market conditions. That's why we started off the stream with saying the charts are only 10% of the story, but that's all we have to really base it. We only have price action to base it off of, right? So that's why I said TA right now is very, very, take TA with a grain of salt right now, guys. And this is coming from someone that literally does TA. But you guys know I've always said take TA with a grain of salt. I mean, never trust anyone's opinion. It's only just their opinion at the end of the day. So, I mean, this kind of correlates with Ethereum, right? In 2017. You know, I think we've been looking at this for a couple of weeks now. Ben Cowan actually made a video on this today. Interesting. But we've been looking at this for a while. Ethereum had a couple different double peaks, right? And this one doesn't show it, but you had two double peaks down here, but I'm more so focused on this one, right? I'm more so focused on this one. You know, will we continue to do that same type of thing, right? Will we come back down to test that midway point on the consolidation? The midway point on the consolidation right here would be exactly where we're at right now. But you can see intra-week, like we talked about back in 2017, we did have a wick down below that intra-week thing right there, right? So we have right here, this little peak right here. We came back down, went below it on a wick, okay? And that's what we could do here, guys. It's the same literally type of thing. It's the same type of thing. We could have a wick intra-week, right? Intra-week, could have a wick down here. But, you know, just like we did in 2017, we had a double peak. Historically, right, based on what we did last time, not always going to happen like we did last time, but you would get a move back up, have a sort of a triple top, okay, a triple top, just like if you moved up here, had a triple top, you know, for a couple weeks. I know we don't want a couple weeks consolidation, and then sort of round out again, right? Then sort of round out again. So that's what we've been watching for Ethereum for the last couple weeks, is really ever since we were coming up on that double peak, is that's what we did in 2017. So we really shouldn't be surprised at the same price action. I guarantee you in 2017, you know, albeit very different market conditions, right? It's not the same. You can't compare apples to apples, oranges to oranges, watermelons to watermelons, golf balls to golf balls, phones to phones, right? You can't compare it, you know, one to one, but it's what we did down there. And there's probably the same people that are freaking out back in 2017, right? The same exact thing. People freaking out. Ah! Right? Same thing. And then Ethereum bounced back up. Not going to say that's going to happen, right? Obviously, you do your own research, do whatever you're going to do, but that's what we did. That's what we did. So we'll leave it at that. Everyone's in here today. We got George in here today. George, what's up, man? George is back. George Spee. We got Drew in here. We got Waterfly. We got Jeff, JGB, Dale, No Name. What's going on? What's going on, guys? I got to dig through the comments today. A lot of people in the comments today. What are you going to do? 5 minutes to the close, guys. 5 minutes until the close. Bitcoin's close. Actually, not a like. Yeah, it looks pretty bad, but when you look at it, I mean, if we close above this high right here, it's not the worst thing, right? If we closed below this high, would have been a little bit worse. But actually closing above this high is actually not bad. If we do, right? I don't know if it's 100% gonna happen, but we shall see. I was never away, just too busy. Hey, life happens, man. Life happens. You can't always be watching stuff. I get it, dude. I get it. Life happens, man. You know that. Yeah, guys, if you hit up that like button, let's hit up that like button. You know, we should be able to pretty easily hit 1,000 likes today. You know, I don't see any reason why we shouldn't, right? I mean, we've gone over both the bullish and bearish scenarios, so I shouldn't really be pissing anyone off today. I really shouldn't. I have a tendency to piss off a group of people every day, whether it's bears maybe one day, maybe it's one day I'm a little bit short-term bearish and the bulls are pissed at me, or maybe it's one day that I crap on Litecoin and the Litecoiners are pissed at me. Maybe it's one day I crap on XRP and the XRPers are pissed at me. Today, I think I've been pretty balanced. I haven't really crapped on any coins yet. I mean, there's still a long time to go. We still could crap on some coins here, so don't feel too safe, Litecoiners and XRPers out there. Don't feel too safe. But yeah, I mean, that's the basic structure of ETH. If we do break back below that, all right. I mean, we have a couple different things we could talk about. Our moving averages for Ethereum, guys, it's the 10 and the 20 week, right? It's been our support historically for Ethereum in bull markets, right? And you can see back in our fractal back here too, we bounced right off that moving average. We had a week where we went below the 10 week, but then we came right back up and we bounced right from there. You can see, right? We bounced right back up. That's what we're doing right now, right? We're Intra-week, we're below it. Let's see where we end the week. Let's have some patience and see where we end the week. If we close below it, well, a little bit different, right? It's a little bit different of a story because we haven't closed. We actually had 1 week where we closed slightly below it, but the next week we bounced right back up. But it's going to be interesting to see what ETH does for the rest of this week. It's going to be interesting to see what, you know, what in general crypto does in general, you know. Let's see. Kirby predicts it's the end every video. What are you gonna do, man? I mean, a lot of people are newer to the space, so they think that if they watch their content and they make one correct call, that it's the end all be all, they're a genius. When in reality, if they actually went back and looked at the people that they're calling geniuses right now, and you go back a year and a half in the past, you'll find videos that they were wrong the whole year. But a lot of people are newer to the space, so they've only been in crypto for maybe since April or May, instead of the years all before that. Okay, the years all before that. I've been watching crypto content since 2018, so I generally have an aspect of who I should relatively somewhat trust. And there's only 2 people that I watch. It's kind of funny. Regularly, there's only 2 people that I watch. George, right? Because I do believe in long term, the best strategy is dollar cost averaging and hodling. It's not trying to time the tops and bottoms. And Ben, right? Having patience, not being too overreactive of the market, not being sort of looking at both sides and not being surprised if something happens, right? That's why I only watch those 2 guys, right? They're both very patient. They don't act based off emotions. That you shouldn't be acting based off emotions. I mean, you should be really analyzing the market at a longer term view, right? But a lot of people don't want to do that. A lot of people watch certain people that are so zoomed in, right? It sort of throws everything off, right? With the thumbnails. Oh, Bitcoin's done with 10 exclamation points, and we're going to 0 at 10 exclamation points with a thumbnail going. And then you guys get my point, right? You guys get my point. Hey, man. It is closed. We closed the daily. Let's go check the daily chart, guys. Go check the daily. Let's go check the daily. So 40,000 655, right? You see 40,655 right here. That's where we closed. So we did slightly close above that high. So I mean, in the short term, that's not it's a super red day. It is a super red day. I think we can all agree. But we closed above that, which is really good, you know. Traders Reality. Yeah, I like Traders Reality. I've actually been watching him a couple times. Seems like a cool dude. Seems like a really cool dude. Dude, I don't know about you guys, but I have a feeling a lot of you guys probably watch the videos, but I can't watch. There's only one person I can watch video. I do watch MM Crypto too. I'm not gonna lie. I watch MM Crypto because he's the only guy who can pull off the O faces. If I see any video, hold on. I'm gonna tell you guys my 2 scenarios where I don't watch other people's videos. If I see any scenario, where's my memes? Where I said trying to team for months. Bitcoin was going to 40 that December. Then he banned us when he was wrong. Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do, man? If I see any, if I search Bitcoin to watch something and I see any thumbnails like this or any thumbnails with more than 1 exclamation point, 1 exclamation point is fine. But if I see more than 1 exclamation point in the title, I refuse to click on it. I refuse to click on it, man. The crypto YouTube space is so annoying right now, dude. So annoying. If I see this crap, I'm not clicking on it, man. But all right, let's see. Let's see. Bitcoin's trying to bounce a little bit up right now. A little bit up. But I do like Crypto though, because he's like I said, he's the only guy who has the personality to pull that off. Only guy. So 40,844. 40,844. All right. Come on, BTC. And look where we bounced, guys. Look at where we bounced. People were hating on my channel earlier. Not my channel, but like the Bitcoin channel. The Bitcoin channel. You can see we had a bounce, We just bounced off that again. So when you zoom out, you know, obviously this is sort of some hopium, right? I mean, at the end of the day, the charts still look bearish, but when you zoom out, hey, maybe we're just in some sort of bigger channel. Maybe, right? I mean, this is, like I said, this is some hopium, okay? But could possibly be there, right? Could possibly be there. Rant alert seems to be more often when it's red. I do rant when it's green too. When it's green, I rant too. I always rant. You ever watch Bitcoin Backer? I do like Bitcoin Backer too. I like Bitcoin Backer too. What I mean by what I watch people every day, I only watch 2 channels every day. But there's other channels I do watch. Bitcoin Backer is really good. Trader's Reality is really good. I'm not really a trader, but I like to look at what he's kind of thinking about the market. Trader's Reality is really good. There's a bunch of other people that I like too. Just I don't watch every day, you know. Everyone always wants to know my thoughts on other people. Man. All right, let's see. So we talked about ETH. You can check on ADA real quick. Let me skip through ADA. Where's the Fear and Greed Index, guys? Let's see. Let's refresh. We're at 21. Extreme fear, dude. I knew it. I knew it, man. No! My investment! I lost everything! I lost everything! My whole portfolio's gone! I'm panic selling! I'm out! My portfolio's only down 20%! I'm out!
Everybody panic, we're going to zero!
Oh no!
Everybody panic, we're going to zero!
Mom! Mom! I'm so scared! I'm so scared! I'm so emotional right now! I'm trading based off emotion! I'm trading based off emotion! Ma! Bring me some meatloaf, quick!
Everybody panic, we're going to zero!
Oh man, this is too much, man. I can't, dude. I knew it was going to be like close to 20. I thought it was actually going to be below. I'm actually generally surprised I was at a 21, dude. I haven't seen the space this bearish. I'm not kidding, guys. I haven't seen the space this bearish since March of 2020. Like, I've seen more bearish things right now, okay? I've seen more bearish things than I have in a year and a half. Even more than in May, okay? Literally even more in May. This is the most bearish I've seen the market since March of 2020. Not even kidding. Not even kidding. All right. So, and we're sitting at $40,000. Who would have thought? But yeah, man. Get that man some meatloaf. You better get Bob some meatloaf. Everyone wants the dip until the dip comes. Oh yeah, my other guys. This is half of you guys right now. And dude, there's people in the chat that are like, oh, I can't wait till the dip comes. Hold on, let me get my my meme here. Let me get my meme. There you go. This is like literally half the people in the chat. Literally half. My favorite meme, dude. This is so true. This is one of the most true memes right here. Like, literally, there's some people in the chat that I know when we were at 52,000. I'm gonna buy the next dip. I'm so excited for the next dip. I'm so excited. Dip happens. Oh! Oh!
Everybody panic, we're going to zero!
Oh, man. Sponge. Come on, you guys gotta know that this. If this is you right now, you gotta know, man. You gotta know. Let me get out of here. Let me get out of this though. This is why it's fun to gamble. The fear and greed index. All right, 41,000 for Bitcoin. It's trying to have a short-term bounce. Guys, this would be a relative area of a bounce, like a 4-hour RSI, 4-hour stock RSI is bottomed out. But what we said, TA, literally a fraction of the story right now. We can't take we got to have a sort of remember where we are. I mean, we've talked about the whole stream today about the potential scenarios, right? I don't think anyone should be really surprised. Cardano. Actually, we're gonna go real quick on Cardano, guys. I want to get to some of these super chats. Some guys have been waiting pretty long for these, so let me just real quick go on Cardano, and then we'll bust through some of these super chats so you guys have some questions for me. So, Cardano on the weekly. Just like Ethereum, guys, we're coming back down to a level where historically, I mean, it's only been twice, so it's not too much historically, but the last year, okay, sort of, we bounced off this relative support band, right? And for Cardano, it is the 10 and the 20 moving averages, right? Or the 20 and the 30. Ethereum's the 10 and the 20. Cardano, it's the 20 and the 30, okay? You can see here, we came up, we came back down, we bounced. And I've been sort of looking at this price structure as something similar to maybe what we did down here, relatively. But you can see we bounced off of it here, we bounced off of it here, right? Pretty similar price structures. What did we do back here in November? Well, we came back down to test it on a wick, okay? You can see right here, we came back down to test it on a wick. What are we doing now? Well, we're coming back down to test it. So this is going to be just like Ethereum, right? Just like Bitcoin. Very important weeks coming up. Will we come back down and test this and bounce, right? They're all, you can see how all the coins are kind of correlated here in the weekly charts. Now, like we've said with Bitcoin, like we said with Ethereum, if we do come down here and we close below, all right, cool. Maybe we will reassess and sort of look at where we're at. But as of right now, we're still above these, right? So I'm not freaking out on the longer term aspects until we break these levels, which historically, right, twice, we haven't broken historically. So that's really what I touch on for ADA. I'm not going to spend too much time on ADA today because it really depends on what Bitcoin does at the end of the day. It's not so much what the altcoins are going to do. Yeah. All right, let's go back to BTC and then we'll go through some of these super chats here, see what we got going on at the end of the day, at the end of the hour, I should say. Yeah, there is bullish divergence on the hourly. Yeah, there's bullish div on the hourly stock RSI cross bullish, looking to move up. Just obviously take this with a grain of salt because we sort of said the same thing yesterday and Bitcoin went back down. So let's obviously look at the charts, soak in what they're telling us, but also remember that you know, it's only a part of the story, right? So just want to make that clear. We had Wes said panic selling. I'm not gonna call them clowns. I don't know if that's nice. I like I said in the beginning of the stream, guys, I understand the fear in the short term. It's just that we have to stop thinking in the short term aspect, right? I think you know, it's important to think with a long term aspect and not think short term, in my opinion. But people have different investment goals and things like that, so we can't always compare apples to apples, oranges to orange, watermelons to watermelons, peaches to peaches, right? It's completely different. Remember to hit those likes, guys. Let's get up to 1,000 likes. By the way, I don't know where we're at. I'm not going to look. But let's hit 1,000, all right? Let's hit 1,000 so Waterfly doesn't have to say it in the chat, okay? Pump music. I want to play the pump music. I want to, if we can break back above for pump music, if we can break back above 42.2, we'll play the pump music. That's a pretty important area. Pump music. Let's see. Can we please get a sad violin song today, please? We already played it, but we played it a couple of times. I got you, Alec. We played multiple sad violin songs. Chris X said, hello, Giordano, Camerand. Can you check out IDEX? IDEX? I don't even know what the heck that is, man. IDEX. Let's see. IDEX is making getting some drops here. What I will say is, like, you know, this is definitely following BTC up to a certain point, but when you look at it, this sort of moving average is where you bounced off of last time. I'm not going to say you're gonna bounce off it again. It looks like you're sort of trying to. It's probably because Bitcoin's starting to move up, right? But you can see here, dude, if you do break this, I mean, a back test of some of your previous highs would make some sense. You never came back down to back test your highs. So, I mean, I could see you dropping back down at 22.1 cents. I could see it. Because you always want to come back down and back test. Which you never really did, right? You never really did. So, we'll watch this. I mean, it's going to largely follow BTC, but what's good about this is you do have some room to run down, but you do have your previous high to possibly bounce off of in the event that Bitcoin can get a bounce here at some point, right? Which is good. Sir Dude said Jabba used that Swiffer to wash his back too. He vacuums his back. It's so big, he has to vacuum his back. Right? I think he's actually doing it right now. Should we go check? Let's actually go check Jabba. I think he might be vacuuming his back as we speak. Like I said, guys, he got a new vacuum. I don't think he uses it for the floor, though. I think he literally vacuums his back to wash it. Let's go check him out. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Wait, Jordan, this is so embarrassing. No one's supposed to know I vacuum my back. This is so... How could you do that to me? I'm so embarrassed right now. I was so excited about my vacuum. Now everyone knows I vacuum my back. Because it's so big. Because I'm so fat. I have to vacuum my own back because I'm so fat. You're ridiculous, man. None of you know how I feel. None of you know how I feel. You don't know how I feel. Shorting every day. Being fat. Having to vacuum my back every day because it's so big. I can't, dude. I can't. I can only do it for so long before I just have to laugh. All right. So that's IDEX. I'll go falling wedge. Also, you should box Jabba. I would box Jabba. I would box Jabba. Vacuum her chin. All right, Algo. Untouchable said WTF. All right, let's check out Algo. So Algo, what did Algo do today? So we didn't get the best close for Algo today, I will say, in the daily. When you look here, we did close below, or at, actually, we closed right at. Let me actually put this slightly down. That previous daily high. We closed literally right at that previous daily high from right here, and also pretty much right at that 786 Fibonacci level. So we want to hold this 786 Fibonacci level and also hold this as support. Like I wanted to hold the all-time high as support. We couldn't do that. So now obviously now we want to hold this 1.6, $1.60 level as a daily support. We want to close above that. We can wick below it, but we want to close above that. Right now we're, right at it. We were right at it. So we'll watch that. If you do break below that, I think, a move down to this next support, your previous golden pocket zone at like 145 would make some sense for Algo. But let me actually bring up the RSI here. Stock RSI. Stock RSI is bottomed out, and the RSI is that bullish divergence. Yeah, so we're going to see a lot of these altcoins. You're gonna have some bullish divergence now. So Algo has bullish div, right? You have lower lows on the price action, higher lows on the price action, lower lows on the RSI, and you're also bottomed out on the daily stock RSI. So historically, this would be a pretty good place to bounce. The problem is we just got to see what Bitcoin does, right? If Bitcoin does lower, well, this is great, right? This is great. It's good news, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not so, in market conditions like this, it's not so much as valid as it would be if Bitcoin was going generally sideways or up, right? It's a little bit different of a market. Black Swan is bear and drag. Aaron said, sell now, cry later. This is healthy. Do you even crypto bro? Stop acting on emotions. It's always trying to FUD. It's true, man. It's true.
Strap up. We're going to the moon.
It's true, man. We're not always going to the moon, but there's days like this that aren't pretty. There's weeks like this that aren't pretty. Hey, there's months like this that aren't pretty. But that's crypto, man. That is crypto to a T. Poor Jabba the shame. Jabba can use the vacuum. Vacuum that tongue. What the heck are you guys talking about in the chat, man? Vacuum that tongue. That's funny, dude. Come on, BTC. Do something. I gotta get that meme on the stream, man. The poke do something meme. I love that meme. It's one of my favorite memes. Jordan, once we hit 37K and bounce up, which altcoin do you think has the best and fastest chance to double? I think most of them will. I mean, when Bitcoin does bounce, when it does, like I said, we could go a little bit lower, but when it does, I do think that alts will bounce up pretty fast too. Obviously, because alts have fallen a little bit harder than Bitcoin. So when Bitcoin goes up, usually you see altcoins rise a little bit faster. You'll see a majority of them bounce back up. I'd probably say like a coin like Solana would bounce back up the hardest. That's what we've seen. Like the times that Bitcoin does bounce up, we've seen Solana bounce back up on percentage basis one of the most. I think you see Solana and Algo bounce up pretty well based off what I've seen. As far as where we're looking at that type of stuff when Bitcoin does bounce. So that's why I get the coins that I'll be scaling into, Algorand, Solana, Polkadot, Avalanche, probably Cosmos, those type of coins. I think those are going to be the ones that really start moving here when Bitcoin does recover and continue up, right? Adam said, morning, 9 a.m. in Sydney. 40K is good level to test, and I'm okay to let the daily RSI maintain a higher low. Yeah, I mean, the daily RSI is getting low. Low. Like Flow Rida. I haven't heard that song in so long, the Flow Rida song. We're getting low, 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 low. Hold on. I have to do this, guys. I'm sorry. I have to do this. Shawty get low, 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 low. Boots with the fur, fur hole. Shawty looking at her. You make 'em know. Shawty got low, low. I'm just like a Bob at a club. Dancing to low. Oh, man. I had to do that. I had to do that. I'm sorry. That was too good. Warning. Bugs Bunny pattern on the 0.1 second chart. Bugs Bunny chart. You're killing my dog. My mom is a bear and my dad is a bull. I'm confused what I am on weeks like these. Is it really, Wenduck? Bear is a bull. Your mom is a bear and your dad is a bull. That's very interesting, man. Very interesting. Has to be the new Dump song. What's up, Pocketbullet? Milk and Honey said, I watched an Elliott Wave video last week and that showed Wave 5 played out ABC all the way down the momentum, the mountain to $17,000. It's crypto, man. That's what I'll say. Like, I wouldn't be surprised at anything, man. It's crypto. That's why you can never be surprised. Never can be surprised at crypto, dude. Aaron said, how's my sexy Jordan friend? Well, he's right here. And clearly, I mean, come on. Do you like me better like this? Do you like me better like this? Or do you like me better like this? Which one? I like backwards. I'm usually a forward hat guy. I'm just sort of, I'm in the, you know when sometimes you're in the mood where you're just like, I'm going to wear my hat backwards today. You know, it's sort of like this very distinct mood. We don't really understand why. You just kind of do it. Chris X said, Jabba is getting a knuckle sandwich. That's true. That's true. He did get a couple knuckle sandwiches today because he would not turn off his damn vacuum. All I heard all day was, Ed Donkey said, go Dodgers. Ed, come on, man. Just say go Dodgers, dude. World of Combat says September of 2020 looks the same as September 2021. Can we get the same bullish price action going to the end of the year? I do think that is likely, in my opinion. Omi in the chart. The chat is screaming for it. All right, we'll check Omi. The brim works better in the front. Yeah. Front face. Gonna dump. All right, let's check out Omi. So someone really wants to check Omi out. So let's just check out Omi real quick. I don't know why we want to check out Omi. I don't know why, but apparently everyone's screaming for it. I'm not sure if it's true or not, but hold on. Omi is Omi a Misego? Ikomai. I always get confused between Ikomai and a Misego. And I'm not sure why. Ikomai. I don't know why it doesn't pop up when you type it in. I guess this is the only chart we have. I don't know why everyone's screaming for this. Why is everyone screaming for this? Not true. I don't know why. I don't see why everyone was screaming for this, but yeah, I mean, it's just kind of consolidating here. I mean, it's not really doing much. Looks like you just came back down to test. Gosh, she's 69. No, so, I mean, you came back down to test this previous resistance and flip it as support, right? So, at the end of the day, I mean, you want to bounce back up here now, preferably. I mean, a lot of it depends on what Bitcoin's going to do, right? If Bitcoin dumps, I mean, this is probably going to dump too. But, you know, historically, you did break out of a pretty bullish pattern here for your Komai. In theory, right? I mean, it's just one of those things that, you know, we can look at altcoins, but, you know, it was a nice little ascending triangle pattern, but that broke out and back tested. Now, in theory, it should go back up and test 8.8 cents. But it's crazy, man. So, in theory, it should go to 0.8 cents. Watch Bitcoin. Bitcoin breaks down. I mean, it really hasn't been respecting Bitcoin, really, but, you know, you would think if, in theory, most coins would capitulate if Bitcoin did drop to like 37,000. But just looking at the price action, it really hasn't been matching Bitcoin at all. So I'd be surprised if this comes out to 0.8 cents. Obviously, take that with a grain of salt, though. Gothic said we're just trolling you. You know what, Gothic? I'm going to troll you, man. I'm just kidding. Jay Walker said, what are your thoughts about smart contracts coming to BTC? That's going to be huge, in my opinion. That's going to be absolutely huge. The Taproot. Aaron said, your hair has grown so much in a short time. I know. I take very good care of my hair. That's why it's very beautiful. Very beautiful. Sonny said, yo, picked up a full BTC and 5 ETH today. Converted Sol to ETH, also to add to the ETH bag. Going to ride the downward wave. Sol a good buy at 80 bucks. Sol, I think, is a pretty good buy at 80 bucks. I mean, in theory, right? Sol at 80 bucks. Yeah, I mean, it's right at previous resistance. Right at previous resistance. So in theory, it would be a good buy opportunity, you know, for a long-term investment, right? Obviously, we don't know what the short term is going to look like, but for a long-term investment, I think Sol at 80 bucks isn't bad. Definitely Sonny. Sir Dude said Spank Chain down to 25% today. I used to love Spank Chain. Spank Chain was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It really presented us with such a great meme coin. And a great meme. It's now down 50% in the last 2 days. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm salty. I'm not salty at all. Clearly, you can see it on my face. I'm not salty about Spank Chain. Not at all. Not at all. All right, Spank Chain down 50% in the last 2 days. Westside, for you to never say stretch me out again. Stretch me out. Stretch me out. Bill Commence said thoughts on laddering into Link at 20 bucks. Yeah, I mean, in theory, I mean, you're at 21 bucks right now. I mean, it's at a pretty big previous resistance. Like, a lot of it depends on Bitcoin, right? What have I always said, guys? What have I always say? Any dip is a good buying opportunity, but don't buy. Do not buy. And I'm probably one of the only people that'll tell you this. I mean, there are other people that'll tell you this too, but do not buy unless you're okay with your investment going down 50%. Okay? If you're not okay with your investment going down 50%, do not buy more coins. All right? I want to make that clear. Okay? So I'm going off the assumption when you guys ask me this question, I'm going off the assumption that you are okay with your potential buy at Chainlink at 20 bucks going down to 10 bucks. That's what I'm assuming here. Okay? So I want to make that clear. Now, if you're okay with it and it's a long-term investment, buying Chainlink at 20 bucks, I think is a good buy. In my opinion, I mean, it's down 60% from its highs. Typically, I like to buy 20% dips. It's a 60% dip. If you went down to 20%, the 20 bucks, that's a 63% from its highs. You could potentially come back down to 13 bucks possibly, which would be a 75% from its highs. Could go lower, but that's I think for a long-term hold, I think that's a pretty good buy in my opinion. Because you can't time the tops and bottoms. You don't really know what the market's going to bring to you, you know? I'm okay with 50%, but 55 is a no-go. I'm just using 50% as a general. Yeah, of course you got the Karens in the chat coming in. Of course I knew you were gonna have the Karens in the chat. They always come in when you. I just use 50% as a general measure, man, because you're not gonna predict 90% dumps, right? So I use 50% as a general measure. Of course, you got the Karens in the chat saying altcoins can dump 90%. Jordan, you didn't know that? Altcoins can jump 90%, not 50%. Jordan only thinks altcoins could drop 50%. It's ridiculous. He's giving bad advice. They can drop 90%. Don't you even look at the charts, Jordan? I know you look at the charts every day. You look at the charts for hours every day. You don't even know that altcoins can drop 90%? Of course you got these people in the chat. I just use 50% as a general measure, right? You're not going to predict 90% moves. You can try, but generally what it is. Calm yourself, Karens. 50.9%. Exactly. Karen is pretty hot when she isn't being ghetto. Man. All right. Let me continue. I love being being my mom is one of the best things ever. I love it. Let's see. I watched Savvy in 2019 predict. I watched Savvy in 2019 predict for months Bitcoin was going to 146K that December. He then banned us all when he was wrong. I'm not going to comment, man. I've made my thoughts about that. So hopefully people know by now, like, not to trust anyone's opinion. Don't trust mine. Don't trust any bears. Don't trust any bulls. Don't trust anyone that's neutral. Okay? No one knows short-term movements of crypto. They might get it right once, but if you go back in time, there was thousands of other times they were wrong. Okay? No one's a genius in crypto. No one. Nada. Zero. Not even Christian in the chat. Not even Wesley. Not even Nidita. Not even Peter. Not even Dale. And Dale's been pretty right the last few weeks. Right, Dale? You've been pretty right the last few weeks. You're literally a bear every day, and you've been right. Now, is Dale a genius in the chat? I think we can all agree that Dale's not a genius. Okay? No offense, Dale. It is what it is. I think we can all agree that Dale's not a genius. But he's been right the last couple times. Okay? Not even Dale. Exactly. We will looking back at this dip saying, remember when Bitcoin at that price? Stay the course. I mean, that's what we've done in the history of Bitcoin. I mean, how many times this year we've been like, I wish I bought Bitcoin at $3,000. Right? I mean, if you just go back in time, like, I wish I bought Bitcoin at 19 cents. I wish I bought Bitcoin at $4. I wish I bought Bitcoin at $6. I wish I bought at 5, 20, 57, 135, 700, 200, 500, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 6,000, 20,000, 3,000, 7,000, 10,000, 13,000, 25,000, 30,000, 35,000, 40,000. In the grand scheme of things, I mean, you'll always look back at previous dips and being like, why didn't I take that time to accumulate? You know, because, yeah, maybe there's definitely better buy opportunities sometimes if you wait. But I guess I always said you can't time the tops and bottoms, man. I mean, if it was so easy to time the tops and bottoms, you'd be a pro, right? And chances are, right? Chances are, okay, not everyone, but, you know, for example, if you were a pro cryptoer, okay, most likely you probably, you know, you probably would already be set by now, right? But fortunately, you're not, right? This is when you know Jordan is scared. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I've had times where my portfolio has been down 80%, 90%, you know? I've been there. You're gonna wish you bought Bitcoin now. Let's see. You'd be Carl the Moon. All right, let's see. Dip. Is there a strat you recommend at DCAing? My strategy is buying every 20% dip. Right? But not always. I'm never using all my buy power in one buy. Right? So I'll buy 20% dips. That way, like, because that's what I said, you're never gonna time the tops and bottoms. So, like, just for a hypothetical, right? Hypothetically, Bitcoin drops to, you know, I did some buys up here, but say if Bitcoin drops to, you know, 10-20%, you know, I'll probably buy more in that scenario. But just for example, if Bitcoin dropped to 32,000, I'd probably buy some more Bitcoins and altcoins. Yeah, and then from there, if Bitcoin dropped another 20%, just hypothetically, dropped to 26,000, I would buy some more Bitcoin and altcoins, and I'd buy all the way down. A lot of people would say, "You're buying all the way down. You're stupid. You're stupid. Just wait for the bottom. Just wait for the bottom, Jordan. You're stupid." Right? What these people don't understand is you don't know where the bottom is. You don't know where the bottom is. Just like when we were down here and all the people were screaming for 10K, and then we went from 29K to 52K, and altcoins did 3X's where I took profits and made more money, right? To buy back lower. I told you guys I took about 10% of my Cardano out. I took some lower cap altcoins out to buy the dips again, right? Because you're never going to time the tops and bottoms. So for anyone that was waiting on the sidelines this whole time, you missed out on 3x altcoin gains, if not more. There's plenty of altcoins did more than that in that time frame. Okay, so you're never going to time the tops and bottoms. That's why you should always keep some dry powder on the side, right? Buy some more now. Okay, drop 20%. Buy some more now. Buy some more now, right? Use that money to buy. Use that money to buy. All right, so 40,700. We're chilling. We're chilling. I mean, we know, guys, here's what I don't want tomorrow. I don't want it. So we've talked about the beginning, like the first half of the stream, we talked about the scenario of Bitcoin dropping to 37,000. Here's what I don't want tomorrow. I don't want Bitcoin to drop to 37,000 and then for everyone to act like we didn't talk about it today, right? That's what I don't want. So just realize that we talked about it today. We could see a $37,000 Bitcoin at some point. But I don't want people to act like we didn't talk about it today. Because we did. Look at my hair, bro. Oh yeah, that hairline is even getting worse. Look at it. It's probably at I would probably say it's at like the 2.618 Fibonacci now. What do you guys think? 2.618 Fibonacci? Let's spread the hair out a little bit. Let's get deep in there. What do you guys think? I think the 1.618 was right here. Looks like we tried to back test the 2.618, but then we actually capitulated a little bit more to the 2.618. So, you know, in theory, like if we're saying in theory here, we should be able to bounce back to the 1.618 and maybe get some more hair here. But, you know, that doesn't always work for us. No state tonight. It already hit 37K. Should be. Bearish on Jordan's hairline. I'll only buy a hair liquidation soon. We will be moving out of the zone. Let's see what we got here. Patrick Poison became a member. What's going on, Patrick Poison? I don't know if I'm saying your last name right. It's with 2 S's. Maybe it's Poison. Patrick Poison. Could be that too. Luke said falling wedge on the hourly about to break out. Falling wedge on the hourly about to break out. I think that was a little bit while ago. Maybe we didn't break it out. Let's see. Do we have a falling wedge on the hourly chart? What are we looking at with this falling wedge, man? Are we talking like something crazy like this? That's what we're talking about. Let's see. Let's see. We talking like this? It's I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying, but yeah, I mean, we can watch it. I don't know if this will play out, but hey, I like any wedge. If I see a falling wedge, hey, it is what it is, man. I'll put it up there. On the Grind said, I've been buying your wife ETH for under 2,800. Love the dip and hopium. Dude, ETH has been a good one for me. I think, you know, if Bitcoin does drop a little bit, I think ETH could drop maybe to like 2,400 or so. 2,400. I picked up some more ETH yesterday. I think it was around like 3,000. And then, you know, if ETH goes a little bit lower to like 2,400, I'll scoop up some more. I got paper handed yesterday. Hey man, like I said, I don't blame, like, a lot of people will say paper hand. What I'll say is, like, if you needed the money and you were too over invested in crypto, I get the short-term bearishness. Like, I get being a paper hand, right? I understand it. I don't want to bash people that need the money that they have in crypto. My whole point with crypto is you never should be investing more than you can afford to lose. Which in that sense, you should never be too emotional with your investments. But if you needed the money, there's no problem with taking the money out, man. Turbo said, have you checked out Nano Dogecoin INDC's eye-watering pump these past few days? CMC's top gainer constantly. You should check it out. Nano Dogecoin. What do you guys think in the chat? Should we look at Nano Dogecoin?
Nope. 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 Nope.
Jordan, you're so biased. You're so... Hold on, we need to go back to my room. Jordan, you're so biased. Why don't you talk about Nano Dogecoin? You'll talk about Digibyte. You'll talk about Litecoin. You'll talk about XRP and all these other S coins. All these other S coins. You won't talk about Nano Doge. It has a use case. It literally is built to make Doge a nano size. It has a use case. Talk about it. What do you mean? I'm never watching Jordan again. I'm only watching Around the Blockchain. Oh, I'm dead. All right. All right. Yeah, no Nano Doge. Edward said, thoughts on Theta USDT? Theta. I like Theta. I do own Theta. It hasn't really been performing well since, I guess, April. I mean, a lot of coins haven't been performing great since April, so it's not a surprise. Before what I'll say is, before Bitcoin crapped the bed, Theta looked like it was going to blow. Like you can see here, it was getting ready to blow. And then Bitcoin, of course, had to ruin the show, all right, and take down the altcoins, which it does. Now you're at the 786 fib, you know, the retracement level. So you want to hold that at about 482. You know, for Theta, if you do break that level, maybe you come back down to someone said a sticky floor. A sticky floor, bro. That's too funny. But dude, if theta does break 496, I mean, you could come back down to 354 to test some of these lows. It's certainly a possibility. Don't rule that out. But you preferably want to hold this 786 Fibonacci here. You know, you can look at the indicators. You know, you're getting close to oversold in the daily. Stock RSI is already bottomed out. So in theory, you'd bounce sometime soon. But like we know, it's not all about the charts right now, guys. It's not all about the charts. Drew said, I look at the coin. It literally has the worst chart in tokenomics I've ever seen. I'm not surprised. Bitcoin is moving like crazy. 40,600. Yeah, I mean, it's slowly just sort of making its way down here. I mean, I'm not surprised. We've talked about it. We've talked about the scenario, guys. For anyone that's just joining the stream now, I think, you know, sort of like our fractal that we have from back here. I mean, it looks exactly the same. Exactly the same as it did back here, right? I mean, we were talking about this for a couple weeks. I mean, we were talking about this, you know, maybe not as in depth, you know, as maybe we should have, but we've been talking about this since like back here. I remember talking about this before we went on vacation. And I was like, guys, if we come down low, we make a lower high, we can't get back above this resistance. It's likely that it's going to play, maybe not, it's going to play out exactly like this. I wasn't expecting a big dump like this. And to be honest, I don't think a lot of it has to do with the charts. Like I said, I think charts are only a part of the story. It's obviously other stuff going on. But if this was to play out like it did back here, I mean, you come back down to that first dip low in the fractal. That first dip low in the fractal here is at 37,400 approximately. That's the level I'm watching out for. 37,400. I think Bitcoin does go back to 37,400 at this point. Just seems logical based on, you know, what we've seen. And this would be a perfect bounce opportunity. Stock RSI, we bottomed out. Daily RSI would be bottomed out off a resistance level. So, I mean, or a previous support level. So, it makes a lot of sense on the charts if that was a bounce area. So, that's what I'm sort of looking there. For anyone that's joining the stream now, just for an update of what my short-term thoughts are of Bitcoin. Short-term thoughts. New subscriber here, me as a long-term crypto investor. What's up, Lara? That's me too. I'm just chilling. I got my coffee. I already drank my coffee though. That's literally me though. On days like this, I try to avoid negativity as much as I can. Obviously, I'm a crypto streamer, so when there's red days, there's a lot of negativity. I try to, you know, avoid negativity as much as I can. Which you can't always do, but yeah, I mean, it's a red day today, but it's why I'm a long-term investor, because the more you're in this market, the more red you're going to see and the more oblivious you come to it. And the more you just know you're not going to time the tops and bottoms. So there's no point in stressing over moves like this. Really not. Really not. Let's see. Omi Happy Coin said, Jordan, please, how much leverage should I use? You should use approximately about leverage. You should use approximately about the number leverage. Also, should I short or long? Happy Coins. I know. I read the end of the super chat here, and I can understand that you're probably kidding. I understand you were probably kidding. It's your fault. These guys. It's your fault. Who's saying it's my fault in the chat? Man. Nano. Check Nano. Nano Doge. Bro, we're not checking Nano Doge.
Nope.
Docky said, can you give a prediction on lowest for... I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is, Donkey. I'm not going to type that in. I feel like you're trolling me, man. I feel like you're trolling me. Ace said, hey, brother. What do you think about Nexo? I just borrowed heavy bags against my crypto. Let's go. I just borrowed heavy bags against my crypto. I don't really know. against your crypto. This chart doesn't look great, man. I don't know if this is what you're talking about, but this chart looks pretty bad. So we know we love wedges on this channel, but we love rising wedges. This one broke down from a we love falling wedges. This one broke down from a rising wedge. It's not great. Target of this is down here at $1. In theory, right? I mean, that's kind of looks like where it's going right now. I mean, dumping as we speak. So, sort of watch for that target. I think that's going to be hit here. Doesn't look like a strong chart to me. Looks pretty ugly. You have room to run down the daily RSI. Stock RSI has more room to run down. You're getting there, but just looking at this price action, I mean, just looks like it wants to go down here. I hope you're kidding, though. I hope you're kidding. I didn't say it was your fault. I said I was going to blame you. That's fine, Keith. Just a minute, man. You're going to go watch Titanic and cry. I might do that. I think crying's a good way to, understand what's really going on in the market, I mean, this has been me all day today. It's just really sad times, man. Really sad times. I mean, every day I'm looking at the charts and I'm just super salty. Just super salty. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Red days should be days for crypto, for Bitcoin bingo. That's really true. Bitcoin bingo. How could we play Bitcoin bingo? That would be pretty funny. How could we play Bitcoin bingo? Dude, that's actually a really good idea. How could we incorporate bingo into the stream? Maybe, know what we could do? Know what we could do? Is I can make bingo boards, okay? And I'll send them to people before the stream. And I'll put all my famous sayings on there. If I say the saying, you get to put a piece on that saying. And obviously, whoever wins, wins. That's actually a really good idea, and that would be you have to pay attention to put your piece on the board. Actually, a pretty good idea. I like that. Aaron, that's really good. It's actually probably a really good thing for a boring day, honestly. Tony said, "Just a minute, man. You gonna watch Titanic and cry?" Yes, we're gonna cry. I'm crying right now, man. Crying right now. It's been a long day. All right, let me take this crying off though. He said, crypto bingo. It is what it is. Deval said, do you think BTC 100K BTC still in this for this year? Or does this drop delay it? Does it mean an extended bull market? Love the stream, dude. I've always been on the assumption I don't think Bitcoin hits 100K this year. Extended cycles, man. I mean, you look at the past. I mean, every cycle takes a little bit longer, so I'm still under the assumption, I think, sometime in the beginning of next year. I mean, probably towards the end of Q1, beginning of Q2, March, April, somewhere around that area. Just based off, what I've been looking at, I'm not going to go over the whole thing, but like I said, every cycle takes longer. I think the whole 4-year cycle thing is sort of outdated at this point because every cycle takes longer than the previous one. There's nothing really denying the fact that I've always said the 4-year cycle is sort of, I think the 4-year cycle is a little bit outdated, in my opinion. And why we can say that the 4-year cycle is outdated? Well, you might say, Jordan, that doesn't make any sense. Like, happens every 4 years, right? Well, yes and no. I mean, there's the, I mean, I like Ben Cowan's take with this. I mean, you just look at the previous cycles from the bottom. I mean, it does, in theory, take longer each time, right? Takes longer each time. So hypothetically, this time shouldn't take. We shouldn't basically end this cycle in December. Hypothetically, you guys know this take already. I don't have to explain all it to you, but you know, when you bottom out, which I mean, you can take this bottom from a bunch of different relative places, but we take all the cycles and we overlay them. They take longer each time, right? Take longer each time. So hypothetically, we probably end this one somewhere out here in April or May, right? Just based off, you know, how much shorter they take to happen, right? And I think, you know, based on what we looked at in the log charts, I think somewhere around, you know, 120,000 ish would make some sense. And that would give us some time for, like, if we were to have another correction, guys, that would give us some more time to accumulate. I know we're probably all done accumulating by now, but you have to think about the bigger picture. If you just have some patience and you do accumulate more, you take this opportunity to accumulate more when the prices are lower or go lower, then that just means that you're going to make more money when it does hit those eventual prices. So, I mean, it's all about having patience, man. I mean, at the end of the day, you look at your log charts, sort of supports that same thing, right? So it supports that same thing. You look at this, I mean, if we were to top out in, say, March or April of next year, I mean, the log charts are saying somewhere around like $165,000 to $180,000, somewhere in that range, which I don't think is too far fetched. I don't know if we go that high. That seems a little high for me, but DTB said that it will take control of Evergrande. CCP said it will take control of Evergrande. Interesting. Interesting. We're still in September at 43K, 10 days left. That's true. You're trolling for a change. Index market's not your specialty, but need something to convince me it's hard to have to sell. Sell from the index markets. Insane. I don't know what that even means, dude. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna. I don't know what to say. It's in a different language. I'm not typing in anything I don't know. I think that's bit me in the butt in the past. Donkey. But I mean, dude, the problem is if you're not really going to convince anyone to sell. I don't think. Like, if someone's that dug in, you're probably not going to convince them to sell anyways. You know what I mean? Is that your girlfriend in the background? No, I don't have a girlfriend. I have a wife, if you may ask. Okay? I also have a dog. Okay? Shiba. I have a dog, Shiba, and I have a wife, Ethereum. I am happily married, guys. I don't I can't find anything. I don't wear a ring, but you know, that's okay. I mean, you know, we're all open to our own things here. Ethereum's been very, very moody lately. We haven't really been getting along. You know, we're not really talking about quite, you know, breaking it up yet. But you know, we'll always be apart. Like me and Ethereum will always be together, right? Just because I love her, right? But at the same time, I think we've been having discussions about having more of an open relationship lately. So I've been talking to multiple other coins, You know, and a lot of you guys won't agree with that, but she's not making me happy lately. She's been down. She's about 20% lower than her all-time highs. And I'm just not happy. I'm just not happy. So I've been talking to other coins lately. But I'll leave it at that. Baby George. Can you make the Titanic caption? Jabba would get a bigger audience. And Doge. Man. All right. Bitcoin's chilling. What is it? 903 right now? 903. Dude, I bought 2 cars off crypto. Congrats. I don't owe nothing. Haters can hate. Haters are gonna hate, man. What are you gonna do? It is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. China, Evergrande. Come on, man. Yeah, dude. He's not gonna sell, dude. If that can't convince him to sell, he's not gonna sell, Donkey. He's not gonna sell. I don't know if he's there with you, Donkey, but he's probably not gonna sell. I mean, he already has it in his head. That's like getting me to try to sell my crypto right now. It's not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. Just not gonna do it. So if he has in his mind that he's not gonna sell his China stocks, then it's not gonna happen. I don't think there's anyone out there that convinced me to sell my crypto right now. Because I'm open to any scenario, right? No scenario would surprise me for crypto. None. Nada. Zip. I am open to every scenario. I have an open mind. I can picture Bitcoin dropping right now. And it goes one ear out the other. I could picture Bitcoin pumping right now. It goes one ear out the other. I could picture Bitcoin going sideways right now. That would piss me off. That would piss me off. I hate sideways. I've always said I'd rather Bitcoin drop than go sideways. I cannot stand sideways. Shiba can't either. He hates sideways too. He's cute though, so that's okay. But yeah, it's a Phil. Just sell and buy back? No. Because you're not going to time the tops and bottoms. Sell your paper, buy toilet paper. Lisa said, can you check out MLN plate? Need targets, thanks. Check out MLN. MLN. Let's see. Dude, MLN's going nuts right now. Dude, I'd be careful FOMOing in. Lisa, if you're asking me to buy right now, I probably wouldn't buy this. Just for the simple fact that you don't know where crypto's going right now, and also this is already up a significant amount. It looks like you actually just, look at that. You wicked off pretty much your 1.618 Fibonacci target. If this was to continue up, I mean, you have your 2.618 all the way up at 337. Okay, 337. But we will all be talking about Lambos by mid-October. I wouldn't be surprised, man. I mean, you guys got to remember, like, it's just funny because we'll talk about this in a second. So the 2.618 Fibonacci is 333. I'd probably take some profits off now, just because you don't really know what Bitcoin's going to do the next couple of days, and I don't know how well this is going to follow Bitcoin or not. Daily RSI is a little bit overbought. Last time you were this overbought, you did have a pullback. So just keep that in mind. And if this does break the 1.618 Fibonacci, maybe look some targets at 337. But like we said, we don't know how some altcoins are going to react. Some might react well, some might not. You don't really know. This one seems like it's not really following Bitcoin, really. But, yeah, I mean, nice on finding the one that's up 2x as of right now. Since the bottom. It's pretty good. Does it make sense to buy ETH right now? I bought a bunch at 2,800. Think it's a good time. I think ETH, like I said, I think Bitcoin's going to go a little bit lower, right? That's sort of what I've been saying here. I think Bitcoin's going to go a little bit lower. If it doesn't, you know, here's probably it. Here makes sense for a level. If it does go lower, I'm looking at 2,400. I'd buy some more at 2,400. I would buy some more at 2,400. I probably will buy, not probably, I will buy more Ethereum at 2,400. I bought some at 3,000 too. Somewhere up here, right here or something. But I buy more at like 2,400 if it does drop lower. And then I'll just keep laddering in. Like I say, guys, I don't buy everything right away. Like I buy in percentages. I buy 10%, then I buy 10%. I always keep dry powder on the sidelines. I'm never all in on crypto because that's when you get super emotional, right? That's when you get super emotional. All right, Bitcoin trying to bounce right now, 41.7. Trying to. But like we said, guys, what was I going to say before? I forget. It'll come to me at some point, but it'll definitely come to me at some point. Grisek became a member. What's going on, Grisek? Good to have you in here, bud. Good to have you in here. What I've been saying is, the sentiment is at a 21, right? 21. What do you guys think? I mean, what do you guys think right now? Like, I want to know what you guys think in the chat. Like, I'm going to be a realist here. I'm going to be a realist. You guys know I'm always a realist. Outside of crypto, a lot of uncertainty, right? A lot of uncertainty. Let's do a hypothetical, right? Let's do a hypothetical. Let's say that this all blows over, right? Everything outside of crypto blows over. And I want to hear the bear's opinion here, right? The bear's opinion, right? I want to hear the bear's opinion. What if everything outside of all this noise outside of crypto blows over? What would you expect to happen to crypto in that sense? Where the stock market starts coming back up, the DXY starts going back down. What would you expect to happen to crypto in that scenario? I want to let you know. I want to ask the bears in the chat, what would happen to crypto in that scenario? I want to know what you guys think, because that always is a possibility, right? What do you guys think? 5x? Got support. I don't see any answers yet. When Moon, I would expect at least 100K, 50K. Moon, hypothetical. Instant Moon. Bitcoin and crypto still going down unless rocks rebound. 53K. Sentiment will flip again. Since probably it's going to go up then. All right, fair enough. I wanted to see if you guys gave honest answers, because like, if this whole thing does blow over, which obviously is a big if, like we don't know 100%. If that whole thing does blow over, I do think that crypto will resume what was going on before this all started, right? I do think that this is what will happen. So that's obviously what we're waiting for at the end of the day. I mean, we just don't know. It's just the uncertainty that we don't know. A lot of you guys gave honest answers, though, which a lot of you guys said you do expect higher prices. Some of you guys said you still think it will go down, which I don't agree with. You know, if people have confidence again and they start buying assets again, crypto will go up in that scenario. Crypto wouldn't go down. Even if it pumped back, I don't see it going higher than the low 50s at best until 2022. That's fair, Jeff. That's fair. That's an honest opinion. People are so bearish. Yeah, people are really bearish right now. And you know, like I've always said, I get the short-term bearishness, but if you're bearish in the long term, I don't really understand. We're at 41,000 right now. It's not like I said, this is the most bearish I've seen people since since this day. I'm not kidding. I mean, this is literally through all these ups and downs. Like there were bearish days. Like even May was super bearish too. Like this was super bearish. But to me, I don't know. I saw a lot of negativity in the chat pre-stream, and then when the stream first started. Also, Twitter was. I barely went on Twitter today. Twitter was toxic, based off the tweets I was reading in the comments and stuff. Really toxic stuff that I haven't seen since down here. So the sentiment's extremely low, and you know, like what we said in the fear and greed, guys. I mean, we're at a 21, right? We could still go a little bit lower, but I mean, if we just look at this, I mean, historically, when we get down to these levels, I mean, it tends to be not perfectly, but it tends to be a relative. You know, you could stay in these ranges for a little bit. Could stay in relative ranges, like right here, we stayed down here for 3 months, but we stayed relatively at the same places. But historically, I mean, this was the March dip. This was the dip we just had a couple months ago, right? Down here was December 2018, where we ended up bouncing back up. So, I mean, historically, that's been a relative bottom indicator. Relatively. I think too many people bought in at 36 and 30K for it to drop much below 40K. Yeah, I mean, who knows? It's rough love. Keep buying, getting wrecked. Love people who don't get crypto and bet against it. They make me money for 8 years. No, there's just people that get crypto. I mean, it's just see, crypto investors aren't investors. They're and this is what I sort of like to say. I mean, there's a difference between being an investor, and a lot of these crypto investors call themselves investors. They're not really investors. They're not really investing in stuff. They're more short-term gamblers, right? So either they're holding coins and they're hoping that they go up short-term, or they're not holding coins and they're hoping that the coins go down in the short term so then they can buy lower, right? They're sort of gamblers at that. It's educated, right? I mean, you're taking an educated gamble. You're not just, you're not playing blackjack here. Right? You're sort of had an educated gamble, but you know, they're not really investors. Sometimes when I hear people say, I'm a crypto investor, it's like, dude, usually being an investor is you're making educated long-term investments, and you can be a short-term investor, but even a short-term investor is normally, you know, at least like a year or so. It's not usually a week. Oh, I'm bearish this week. I'm bullish this week. You know, you're not really an investor at that point. You're more just hoping the price goes up or down short-term and trying to trade it. Which, if everyone could do, like I've said, guys, everyone would be rich. Everyone would be rich if that was that easy. It's not that easy. Gives hope to those. What's going on, Donkey? That's funny, man. I gotta read some of those words, but that's funny, dude. Adam said, Fed sets the tone tomorrow. If macros don't change, then the market's calm and we go up. If taper tantrum talks and we lose 50K EMA, it's all over. Yeah, I agree. There's always a bearish scenario. I think it's just a little bit too early to be flipping out, right? There's always speculation that you could go lower, you could go higher. If we do lose, to me, if we lose, you know, a couple different areas, if you lose the relative, you know, 20, this support band, if we close it below this, then sure, I can definitely understand. I think if we do close below that, we'll see a lot of fear in the market, more than we even see now. In that scenario, if we close below 40,000, what is it? 40,700. I can sort of get that scenario, but you know, we got to see where we close, right? We don't know where we're going to close yet. We're sort of speculating. It's a lot of speculation going on right now. I mean, a lot of speculation. We don't know short-term stuff, man. I mean, we just got to wait and see what happens, man. Gotta wait and see. Very happy with my AVAX bag. What's up, Wes? Keep it up, man. I'll keep it up. Ugh. That's why we're going up. Tomorrow morning could be very green. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are just sort of shrugging off the bullish scenario, right? Everyone's just like, the bearish scenario is going to happen. It is going to happen. A lot of people shrugging off the bullish scenario too, where all this stuff blows over and all the money that just came out of the market comes back in, right? That could certainly happen too, but a lot of people shrugging that off. I'm not shrugging off the bearish scenario. There's always the bearish scenario, guys. I just don't think we're at that bearish scenario just yet. There's levels that if we break, hey, definitely could be, instead of looking short-term bearish, we could be looking maybe medium-term bearish. I don't think crypto long-term ever looks bearish, but medium-term, there's definitely times where you could start looking bearish. There's levels. We've talked about the levels on the daily, on the weekly. There's certain levels that if we break, you know, then we'll have that conversation, right? But I don't like to get too emotional too soon. I think, you know, people trying to predict that we're gonna break these levels before they actually break, usually is a recipe for disaster. But if we do start breaking some of these levels, then obviously we'll say, hey, we break the 20-week. All right, cool. We'll figure out our targets there. We break, you know, 36,000 on the daily. All right, cool. We'll go from there, right? But that's sort of what I'm watching here. What's up, Quadro? What's up, Buck? Can you check BTC dominance when you get a chance? Looks like it might be moving now. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the side here. I mean, I see Bitcoin out pumping altcoins at the moment. I mean, I'm using pumping slightly. I mean, you're up 3% today, so I guess it is a little mini pump, but Bitcoin dominance. What's up, QM? He said he's back. Bitcoin dominance. Let's see what we got in the Bitcoin dominance, guys. Bitcoin dominance. Oh, I spelled it wrong. I was like, dude, what the heck? Why isn't it popping up, man? Let's see. Yeah, the Bitcoin dominance bouncing. I mean, like we said, I mean, it makes a relative sense for a bounce at this area. We just look historically speaking, has been a bounce area. Now, it doesn't always have to play apples to apples, like we said, right? But you look at the past, this has been a relative bounce area, right? Boom, boom, boom. Does this continue up? I mean, if we're looking at that historically, right? I mean, let's be honest. If we're looking at the Bitcoin dominance historically, it doesn't always have to happen this way, right? There's times where if the Bitcoin dominance goes up, that means the crypto market's still going up. Like, for example, right here, Bitcoin dominance rose, and it was not because the not because Bitcoin was going down, but because Bitcoin was outpacing altcoins. So there is times like that, but there's also times where the Bitcoin dominance goes up because crypto's going down, right? For example, pretty much all this, right, was crypto going down and Bitcoin gaining on altcoins because altcoins were falling harder than Bitcoin. Also, example right here, the Bitcoin dominance going up because crypto is not performing well. So we got to see which option we're going to do. You know, we're going to do like one of these two options where it's bullish when the Bitcoin dominance goes up, or are we going to do one of these two options where it's bearish if the Bitcoin dominance goes up, right? These were bearish. These were, they're both B's, but these were bullish. Which one are we going to get? We're going to get a bullish Bitcoin dominance bounce or a bearish Bitcoin dominance bounce? Or are we just not going to get a Bitcoin dominance bounce at all? That's where we're going to have to wait and see. We're going to have to wait and see. can't really predict this stuff. I mean, the Bitcoin dominance is the Bitcoin dominance. You can't really predict what you're gonna get, right? Can't really predict it. Pump music, we gotta break. Like I said, we gotta break 42.2. We can break 42.2. We'll play some pump music for fun, all right? But we'll play 42.2. Is there even a scenario where we lose the 50-week EMA and still have the stock to flow model get validated? Just feel the sentiment couldn't reverse in time. Yeah, I mean, I think the stock to flow, you would have to really dump and then come back up pretty quick in that scenario. Like the 50-week EMA. Let me bring up the EMA here. I'll have that up. The 50-week EMA. Where's the exponential? Moving average exponential. Let's look at the 50-week moving average exponential. Not that. Come on, man. Let's make this the 50. So for Bitcoin to drop, I guess it's not that far of a drop, actually. And what do you know? Ding, ding, ding. Chicken wings for dinner. Tofu if you're vegan. It's my favorite thing. My favorite thing. But yeah, dude, that's actually a pretty good, funny level. That's actually sitting at 37,600. What's the level we've been looking at? 37,400. That actually makes a lot of sense. I think, you know, we have 9 days left of September. Stock to flow, he said 43K by the end of September. Well, not minimum by the end of September, so we could be higher in theory, but we want to just be above somewhere around 43,000. I think that's possible. I mean, if we have a quick drop like we've seen, come back down, can somehow bounce off that 100-week moving average, or sorry, 50-week exponential moving average, and bounce back up. I think that's possible. We would have to see it pretty quick. We only have 9 days left in a month, right? Not too many days left here to do it, but certainly could do that. Certainly could do that. Dip back down. Next week, get back above 43. There's a scenario that plays out for sure. I think if we did, like I said, I think we did drop to 43,000. I mean, you're going to see people buying like crazy. I mean, in my opinion, assuming the fact that, you know, the outside factors sort of dissipate. Here we go. We got Senso in the chat. We got Senso in the chat here. Look at these bulls. Look at these bulls calling 2% a pump. These are noobs. They're noobs. I go to every stream I watch and it dumps and it's 1%. I say Bitcoin's dumping. I say Bitcoin's dumping. But when it's pumping, you can't call it a pump if it's a 2% pump. But all I do is put in the chat, dump, dump, dump. 2% pump. You calling that a pump. What a nerd. What a nerd. This guy has no idea what he's talking about. Bro, we use pump and dump very loosely on this channel, man. We're just sort of describing what's happening on the chart. You know, stop taking life so seriously, dude. Take literally everything so seriously. Jeez, man. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. The keyboard warriors in the chat, man. Get so many keyboard warriors. All right, 41.9. We're kind of just, I mean, we're just kind of chilling around this $42,000 area, you know? Dump. Big support at 8K. Will bounce for sure. Big support at 8K. There's actually probably some pretty big support at 8K, you know, in all seriousness. Big support at 8K. There actually is some pretty big support at 8K. For any guys that are wondering, I get this question all the time, like, Jordan, what's the lowest you could ever see Bitcoin going? I haven't really talked about that in a while. The lowest I could ever see Bitcoin going is, let's see, Let's see. He said he thinks the lowest I could ever see Bitcoin going, in my opinion. Right, and I'm just looking at basically historical data here. Is the, you guys know the 200-week moving average? We'd be saying, Jordan, why the 200-week moving average? That's sort of a random number, isn't it? Well, that's where we came back down to, you know, historically at every single bottom, right? Here, 2015, we wicked below it, but always closed above it. Here, we closed right at it. And on the March dump, we actually closed right at it too. So to me, that's the lowest I see Bitcoin going, like worst case scenario. Like whenever the next bear market happens, this is the lowest I see Bitcoin going, is this 200-week moving average. Now, right now, that sits at 15,800. But we know every week that goes up, right? Every week this goes up. It's been going up approximately, yeah, like $200 every week. So every week that goes by, this goes up and up and up and up. And I don't expect this to break for Bitcoin. I mean, it's been a pretty good indicator at bottoms in the future. And to me, like, if this ever did right here, I would load the Brinks trucks up next time this hits, whenever this does hit, whenever it does hit, right? I will be loading the Brinks trucks up for every altcoin in existence at whenever this does hit. At some point it will hit, right? I mean, historically, you're always going to have a bear market. Whenever this does hit, whether it happens here or, you know, we do something like this, continue up, and then we come back down to it, and this is sitting at, I don't know, 25, 30K. At some point, I'll be loading the Brinks trucks up. At some point here. Pump music. Bitcoin going to 10K. Nice Celtics Isaiah Thomas quote. Thanks, Algo. It's been pretty good. It's a pretty good quote, I think, you know? Unless it's crashing because all governments are banning it. Yeah, I mean, there's obviously scenarios where that's not the case, right? There's obviously black swan events that could take into account. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like, a lot of you guys would probably be pissed at me for saying this, but, like, dude, imagine if Bitcoin did have another black swan event and it dropped. Like, let's just say, like, tomorrow, I don't know, the whole economy said it was gonna drop, right? I don't know, something happened, right? And Bitcoin nosedived. I don't know. Let's say 60% to the downside. Let's say Bitcoin nosedived to 15K tomorrow. I would be so, like, a lot of people would be really pissed. A lot of people would be really pissed. I would be pumped, dude. I couldn't imagine buying Bitcoin at 15K right now. I could not imagine the prices that the altcoins would be at. Like, you'd be probably buying ETH at like $800. You'd probably be buying Link at like $5. Imagine if that did happen. Like, just a hypothetical. I don't think that's actually going to happen. But imagine if you did tomorrow. You wake up and you see a big 60% flash crash. Boom. Right down to 15K. I would actually be happy. You know, and a lot of people would think, Jordan, you'd be pissed. No, dude. That would be amazing. Because just like if that happened like it did last year, we saw that stuff moon back up to the upside right after. And that's usually what you see in black swans. You usually see a huge dip, right? And then you see a pretty quick recovery. I would be pumped, dude. Because everything you buy, I mean, historically, I mean, you'd be looking pretty good. I'd be ecstatic. QM said I'd sell my wife. It's gonna happen. Well, that's some fun. Hell nah. Agent said hell nah. I know some people don't want another dip. I don't really want another dip either. I'm ready for it to go up too, but you know, hypothetically, if it did happen, I'm just sort of splitting scenarios out here. If it did happen, I wouldn't complain either. I wouldn't complain. Diana said bunch of noobs. Diana, why are you calling everyone noobs? Let's be nice, okay? Let's be nice. You're literally just sitting in a YouTube chat about crypto, calling everyone noobs. to me, that makes you a noob. And I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You're not 1%. I don't know, Diana. I don't know if you're calling like just everyone in the chat of noobs, or you're calling the Bears noobs, or you're calling the Bulls noobs. I don't know, but I don't know, Diana. Shanghai big dump. Be a gift. China's a bully. Dweebs. Still 95% of people won't buy at 15K. Jordan, I just became a bull. Is a noob also, George? Someone said it's a noob also, George. No. Noob's also George. I'm going to be watching George's stream. George goes live in like 15 minutes. You best bet I'll be in there. Yeah? You best bet. You're saying you want to dump? I'm saying hypothetically. We can't control. You can only control what you can control, right? So I'm saying hypothetically, if Bitcoin had to dip down, I would be mad. I mean, that would be friggin' awesome. That would be a gift. A gift, in my opinion. But if Bitcoin went up, that would also be a gift. That's why, to me, it doesn't really matter. Now, would I be more happy if it went up now, or if it went down now? Yeah, I'd probably be more happy if it went up. But I wouldn't be mad if it went down. You know? Said most of this channel is only for entertainment. People get mad. People don't understand that I'm trolling half the time, man. And people take crypto channels way too seriously, guys. No one on YouTube, I'm telling you right now, the people that you think know everything don't know jack squat. All right? That's why my channel's I try to have fun on my channel, right? And you know, a lot of people get salty because I try to have my fun on my channel and I troll a lot and stuff like that, because every other crypto channel tries to be serious. When in reality, they really don't know what's going on either, dude. No one on YouTube knows what's going on. You know, it's all just hypothetical. You shouldn't be taking anyone on YouTube seriously. You shouldn't. Just being honest. Now, there's channels I do watch, right? I do watch. For different reasons, but Deuce. What's up, Keith? I want to hear the pump music. Watch Crypto Kirby. That guy has been on point. I would beg to argue. I would beg to differ. Crypto Kirby, there was days that Crypto Kirby was bearish from 3K to 64K. I like Crypto Kirby. I'm not crapping on Crypto Kirby. I'm just stating someone there that says Crypto Kirby's always on point. He's not, okay? He's not. No one, I'm not either. I'm not on point either. No one's on point. People are right 50% of the time and wrong 50% of the time. And if they're right more than 50% of the time, it's because they're only showing you the times that they're right. They're not showing you the times that they're wrong. Just saying. Oh, man. What's up, Mauricio? Burr blocked you on Twitter today? That's crazy, man. ETH will rock the world. That vacuum's going back to Walmart. Jabba, you heard this. People in my chat saying you're going to be returning that vacuum. And I agree. You're going to get liquidated to the upside. Okay? That vacuum's going back to Walmart tomorrow. All right? So get ready to get liquidated, Jabba. I know you're acting confident right now. You're getting liquidated. All right. I just told Jabba he's getting liquidated, you guys. We have to get this right, okay? Jordan, I just became a bull because of the daily. Yeah, I mean, the daily, I mean, it's looking decent so far. It's too early to tell. I mean, we just opened, right? We just opened. We don't know what's going to happen here, guys. You know what I mean? Jordan, you're never wrong. You just move the trend lines after the fact. True. True. I'm never wrong. Stop adopting Jabba. All the other YouTubers just keep saying buy the dip. I mean, I say buy the dip too, guys, but you know, a lot of people won't say that. They'll just say buy the dip blindly. What I've always said, guys, is buy the dip, but only buy the dip if you're okay with the crypto going down. Okay, and I'll keep saying that. I'll keep saying that because it's very, very true, right? I mean, don't invest. It's obviously an unknown time right now. I think just saying buy the dip blindly is kind of irresponsible to say. In my opinion, I don't agree with, you know, and I love a lot of the channels that say buy the dip. Don't get me wrong. I don't necessarily agree with them telling everyone just to buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. That's sort of a little bit irresponsible. I think buy the dip, but only if you're okay with that money going down. If you're not okay with losing that money, potentially, don't buy the dip. Don't buy the dip. Because obviously we don't know what's going to happen here short term, right? We don't know. There's no guarantee, right? We have our models, we have all this stuff, but I don't think you should be blindly just buying the dip, right? I think buy the dip safely. Buy the dip with money that you don't need, right? That's what I think. Everyone is right 50% of the time except the bears, but you would think they are right because they give sentiment 150% during the dips. That's true. That's true. If someone else says he's always right, well, that's wrong. Oh, man. Buy, bro, buy. Small proportion with caution. DXY going to 0. DXY is kind of just chilling today, guys. I mean, you looked at the DXY a little bit on my video today. I mean, it's sort of just chilling like a villain right here. It's going down a little bit last couple days. It's pretty much going sideways, though. I mean, I don't know if you can really call that going down. We got to see what happens, man. I mean, stock market today wasn't great, but we're just waiting for that bounce on that, man. You know, Darren Bond said, "Are you buying?" Yeah, I bought some Ethereum. I mean, I haven't actually been buying too much just yet, just because like I said, guys, I do think that we could go a little bit lower. I haven't been scaling too much in just yet, but I did buy a good amount of Ethereum yesterday. I always said if Ethereum goes under 3K, I'll be buying. Yesterday, I bought some right under 3K. It was like 29.80 or something like that. I don't know the exact price, but I did buy a good amount of Ethereum yesterday. And obviously, like I said, I do think, you know, potentially we can go a little bit lower. So if we do, I'll buy more lower, but I haven't been buying, you know, necessarily a lot, like a big bag of a lot of coins, right? A big bag of a lot of coins. You know, Algorand, AVAX, Algorand, AVAX, what was it? Algorand, AVAX, what are the ones I'll be scaling into? I bought a little bit of Algorand, I bought a little bit of AVAX. I'll be scaling into some Solana, right? Solana, I'll be scaling into in the case we go a little bit lower. Algorand, AVAX, Solana, probably Cosmos. I'll probably be scaling into some Cosmos, most likely. And then, what was the other one? I forget, dude. There's too many coins I like. Oh, Dot. Actually, I bought a good amount of Ethereum. I bought a little bit of Algorand. I bought a little bit of AVAX. If we go lower, I'll probably be buying more Ethereum, Polkadot, Cosmos. Just the one I bought. Obviously, you guys do your own research. I mean, those are just the ones I'll probably pick up, but in theory. Chainlink. I might pick up some Chainlink. I mean, I've been holding Chainlink for a while, so I mean, I think I want to get into some more of these protocols. You know what I mean? How was Dot looking? Tony said same as George. I only buy Dot the rest of the year. Yeah, I'm a big Dot guy. Lately, I've been a big Dot guy. I think those will hit. Yeah, guys, let's get to 1,000 likes. Tammy said we're close to 1,000 likes. Let's get it. Let's hit 1,000 likes, guys. Bitcoin potentially, see where we close, but 42,128. We can get a nice, if we can break above 42.2 and sort of get some momentum here. I mean, it could get some momentum. You want to get a little bit more momentum, but if you can get above 42.2, which is this previous low right here, could have potential to maybe move up a little bit here, which would be good. Give you some momentum into tomorrow. And then if tomorrow is what we want it to be, right? If, you know, we sort of turn around and in the general's grand scheme of things here, could be a turning point for Bitcoin, right? Could definitely be a turning point. Let's go BTC, 11 minutes. 11 minutes. It's stalled for the moment. Yeah. 42.2. Run, man. Jump from the ship. Dumping at 42.3. We could dump at 42.3. We do, I mean, we do have a couple lows there as well. A couple lows there as well, but hey, 42.2. 42.2. I did say I would play the pump music at 42.2. Did I not? I did say it. Yeah, we got to see if we can consolidate there for a second. We'll play it, but we'll see what happens. Touching Uniswap. I'm not a big Uniswap as far as an investment goes, Waterfly. I don't think it's terrible, but I don't know. I just think it's kind of fairly valued where it is. I don't see the upside with it. I just don't see the upside with Uniswap here. You know? I don't know. I think it's kind of where it should be. You could argue a lot of them are where they should be, but I don't know. I don't think Uniswap's terrible. It is not one of the first coins I would invest in. I mean, like I said, the top out of the top 20, I like to generally stick to the top coins, as you guys know. You know, Bitcoin, ETH, Cardano, Solana, Dot, Avalanche, Chainlink, Algorand. I do like Matic. I own Matic. Cosmos, I don't own any, but I will probably get in some on the dip. VeChain Theta. I like Tezos too, but don't own any Tezos. But yeah, I mean, really, I like Aave. We kind of went through all the ones I like, but like Aave. I love Shiba Inu. I love Shiba Inu. Like, I love Shiba Inu so much. All right, Bitcoin's trying to move here. We'll play the pump music just for you guys, all right? You'll have all the bear trolls in the chat saying, "You playing the pump music and Bitcoin's down." You know what? All right, there you go. You know you're gonna have some guy in here saying, "You're playing the pump music and Bitcoin's down." You know you're gonna get all that. Yeah, Preston in the chat saying dumb. Nice, dude. That's the best you can come up with, dumb. That's dumb. That's the best insult you can come up with. That's dumb. What did that take you? A whole 5 seconds to come up with? Holy moly. All right, 42.3. Let's see if we can get some upwards momentum, guys. Like we said, the market's bouncing up decent right now. Like, we got to see what happens though, right? We got to see what happens tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like I said, if we can get some positive momentum going into tomorrow, and then tomorrow can be a good day for the stock market, could give us some juice, right? It could potentially give us some juice to go higher. We obviously just got to wait though. But it would be good tonight if we can start that upwards momentum, man. You know? Jabba just got liquidated. Dumb. 42-2, play that funky music. Play that music. Play that music. Play that music. 42-5. Everyone's getting pumped again in the chat. Everyone's getting pumped in the chat, man. I love it. I love it. I love when you guys get pumped in the chat. Pump song for Jabba. Jordan suddenly liquid. Jabba suddenly vacuum back. All right, let's go see what Jabba's doing. I know Jabba got liquidated. I mean, he had a short in around this price here. Jabba got liquidated, didn't pop up on the screen. Let's go visit Jabba. He got liquidated though. Like we said, let's go visit Jabba. We'll be right back, guys. Let's go see what Jabba's doing. My vacuum! No, I love this thing! My vacuum! No! First my shoe! I had to return my shoe! And now my vacuum! No! My shoe! I'm not. I can't even look at you guys laughing at me. All right. Jabba's vacuum's done. Gone for. Oh, man. The vacuum, bro. Alright, Bitcoin's chilling. 42-2. 42-2. I like how I come forward to his face. Get that back hair out of it before you take it to the customer service. Mike, we gotta get the back hair out of there. Oh man, that's too funny, bro. Get the back hair out. Oh man. Alright, Bitcoin getting rejected here. We're the dump music again. Alright, let's see. Get down tonight. Hey. Meanwhile, yeah, Bob's chilling watching Shiba. What's Shiba doing? I swear if Shiba's pumping right now. Yeah, Bob getting pumped with Shiba, you know. Let's check Shib. Shib's pumping. Shib's up. Look at that. Woohoo! All the shibbers. Woohoo!
Strap up. We're going to the moon.
Alright, guys. It's 9:52. Like, it's about that time. I'm going to go watch George's stream. If you guys don't know who George is, Cryptos R Us, good guy. I was on his stream once. Very nice of him to do that for me. So, if you guys want to go check him out, Cryptos R Us. Yeah, if you guys want some hopium. He's got the best hopium in the game. I'm going to go watch the stream now. Guys, as always, go follow me on Twitter. Go follow me on Twitter. This just in. Wait, Aaron, is that true? Aaron, is that true? Hold on. Aaron, is that true? Guys. Aaron, I don't know if this is true, guys. Can you guys confirm in the chat? Evergrande is making their payment. Bull run back engaged as of 3 minutes ago. Can someone confirm this to me? Can someone confirm? Okay? I don't know if this is true. Evergrande is making their payment. Bull run back engaged. Is this true in the chat before I go? Obviously, George will probably touch on it, but let me know in the chat. Before I go. Yeah, I don't have time for this. I'm going to go watch George. I'll peace out. Yes, no idea. Poor guy. It's not true. Yes. It is confirmed. Says it on Yahoo. Anything about that news? Been looking for a half hour. Rumor confirmed. Trying to confirm. Heard that a few times already. Twitter says yes. All right. Apparently it's just a rumor, guys, so we don't know if that's true or not, but if that is true, it's very good news. Very, very good news. If that's true. We don't know if it's true yet, though. But let's wait for confirmation. I'm going to go watch this George stream. I'll see you guys a little bit later. I'm going to go return Jabba's vacuum with him at the store. So I'll catch you guys later. Be looking out for the video tomorrow. And also go follow me on Twitter and the Discord. Links down in the description. All right. Catch you guys later. Peace. Peace and peace.